Talking Ball Y'all Media proudly brings to you Friday Night Gridiron, powered by Diamond Productions. Their motto is, we don't set the bar, we raise it. Now let's head out to the stadium and join the voice of the Maroon Tide, Clay Sweet and Ricky Whitaker.
Slick on the road tonight on Halloween have made the trip over to Gautier to take on the Gators, have the 7-1 Picayune Maroon Tide, 3-0 in district play, as the Tide going to look to potentially win a district title tonight against the Gators on what is their senior night. So the pageantry that comes along with senior night in full display in front of us as we get our Mossy of Picayune pregame show underway. As I've already referred to you once, Rick, that's kind of a broadcaster's no-no. Should always introduce who you're going to talk to, but I feel mighty at home with you, and so welcome in to the booth tonight, Rick, as we have a special setting, man, a beautiful night. Football weather has arrived in South Mississippi, and as we close out the regular season, just two of these left. High stakes for both clubs. Welcome in, Ricky Whitaker.
No, man, always good to be on your right here at Vaughn Wallace Stadium, Gautier, Mississippi. 57 degrees is what we're expecting at kickoff tonight. Going to be a chill in the air. It'll be in the 40s, late 40s later tonight, but going to be nice football weather tonight here for the Tide. Yeah,
should be really good weather. A tough night, really, for families to get out to the ballpark. So if you've got somebody that is normally able to make the trip and you knew they couldn't because of other obligations on Halloween night, please pass along the stream. We have Jackson Harrelson up top of us. We're on the home side press box. He's up top operating our Diamond Productions camera and bringing you the live stream. It would help us if you would share the stream, also subscribe to that Talking Ball Y'all YouTube channel. That word of mouth really helps us as a broadcast unit. Rick, this is a Gautier club that comes in with a subpar district record, but boy, are they close to being in really good shape in district play. It's kind of been a weird year for them as they have been awfully close in two pivotal district losses.
Yeah, 4 points is the difference, right? And it was a missed PAT a week ago against Hancock, and then prior to that, it was a 17-14 loss to PRC, driving to go up, at least go for the go-ahead touchdown, and had a fumble there. So a lot of turnovers have been a cause of that, but this is a pretty good Gautier team that, as you said, they've got their backs against the wall. They've got to win out, starting with Picayune tonight, to have a chance to get that 4 seed. Picayune's going to wrap their district up with a win tonight if they can take care of business. So that's what's first and foremost for the Tide, is they want to come in and try to wrap things up, but they're going to have an opponent who's going to be hungry themselves.
Yeah, they'll have their backs against the wall, is what Cody Stagner said. If he didn't say it twice, I know he at least mentioned and described them that way once in our interview with him. You'll hear that interview on the other side of this 2-minute break. You'll also get our Talking Ball Y'all tale of the tape. After this 2-minute timeout, we appreciate you joining us here on our Mossy of Picayune pregame show.
Thanks for stopping by Mossy of Picayune. We're proud to be your family-owned GM Superstore, serving Mississippi and Louisiana with new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here, you're more than just a customer, you're part of the Mossy family. We offer a family-friendly atmosphere backed by GM certified parts and service, and a team that's here to help you every step of the way. At Mossy of Picayune, it's small-town friendly service with big-time savings.
Since 2017, Cruz Law Firm has proudly served the people of South Mississippi with dedication, skill, and results. Whether you are facing a complex legal battle or simply need trusted guidance, our team will work tirelessly to deliver the outcome you deserve. Bill and his experienced team handle a wide range of legal matters, from real estate closings to personal injury, and from wills and probate to criminal defense. We've got you covered. When life gets complicated, we're here to simplify the process and fight for you. With 2 convenient locations in Pearl River County, Cruz Law Firm is ready to stand by your side. Call 769-242-2500 to schedule a consultation for your specific need. That's 769-242-2500, because your future is worth fighting for.
Hi, this is Sandy Kane Smith. I'm running to serve as your next Pearl River County Tax Assessor Collector. I've been responsible for managing over 100 employees, multi-million-dollar budget, and audits across all areas of county government. I will make sure you will get a fair assessment, fully staffed office, and bring back hometown customer service. Thank you for allowing me to serve the last 16 years as your Board of Supervisor. I truly appreciate your confidence and support, but on November the 4th, I need your help. Your vote makes the difference. This is Sandy Kane Smith, and I will see you at the polls.
Paid for by Sandy Kane Smith for Tax Assessor Collector.
Now let's hear from Cody Stagner on our Mossy of Picayune pregame show. Standing by with Cody Stagner here on our Mossy of Picayune pregame show. And Cody, you've been asking for the cooler weather. We're going to get a touch of it tonight. Going to be a cool atmosphere. Getting a play on Halloween night down on the road. Get to test your club again on this Friday night.
Well, yeah, you can't beat this weather. I mean, this is football weather right here. I mean, I wouldn't mind a little colder, but you know what? It brings a little bit of different pep in your step. Oh, Edgar's about to get us right there. But it just brings a different level of energy out of you when you got this weather. You know, you're not really breathing so heavy and getting hot and heavy. So I love it. I hope our guys love it. You know, some of them are trying to be bundled up tonight, but at the same time, I said we get to moving around, get our juices flowing. You won't feel a thing.
No, and Cody, this is a team, man, it's just kind of been a funky year. Like, I think you keep waiting for it all to click. I know as a broadcasting crew, we do. What do you think it'll take, Cody, or are we playing decent football and we're just being a little tough on them?
I think it's a little bit of everything. We are playing some good football at times. We have not played by far our best game yet. We played good at times. We played a good quarter. We played a good half. We played good on offense, and then we played good on defense. We just haven't put a complete game together yet. And but the thing is, we are playing good. I mean, we're 7-1. I mean, the records, they say your record says who you are. So I think we can be a lot better. But I think our standard is so high. I think what we set the bar so high, what we expect of ourselves, and we see the potential of this team. We just try to get it out of them. But you know what? Week in, week out, though, they show up. They're ready to play, and they're knuckleheads. I love them. I love each and every one of them. But there's a lot more gray in this beard for a reason.
Cody, it's funny. Me and Rick were kind of beating up on the broadcast, and then I put my chart together. We're rushing for nearly 400 yards a game, so something's working. Talk about that O-line, Cody, and the job they've done.
Well, we've been high on them ever since the beginning of the year, and they've just the continuity that's there. It's been good. It's because of the experience up front with the two guards, David and AK, and Jacob moving and sliding into that center role. He played 11 games last year. Mitchell obviously played as a sophomore and played some games over in Florida last year. So a lot of experience up front, but that's where it all starts at. That's where games are won at, and really those guys are putting forth work to get better every week. They haven't played their best game yet. I mean, yeah, we have 700 yards in the last two games, but the thing is, though, they're not satisfied with that because they know we haven't played our best game yet. We let people go the other night, so we did a lot of work this week of making sure we can take care of the guys up front.
Cody, your linebackers, I think tonight, and your secondary are going to be tested in coverage. This is a team that's going to want to throw the football with a young quarterback.
Absolutely, it's Coach Hyde, he's a believer in what he does. That's like what we do. We believe in what we do, and we've got a lot of experience playing them guys. Played them twice in 2022, and ever since then, it's the first time we've been back over here since 2021. So, yeah, it's going to be a test. It's going to be look, they're going to throw it around the yard, and we got to do a great job of staying in our covers and just contesting throws. But we also got, the thing is, on top of that, we got to do an even better job of getting pressure. Because we let him sit back there all night and his jersey stays clean, then he's going to pick us apart. You can't cover all day. So it always going to start with those guys up front of getting the pressure, getting in his face, getting hands up in the air to allow our DBs to be successful.
Coach, we got dudes up front. Just have to show it on nights like tonight, right?
Got to show it tonight. Got to play. You know what? We're playing for something really big tonight. We're also playing against a team whose back's against the wall. That's scary. So their back's against the wall. They've got to win this game to get into the playoffs. And so when we just talked about it, when you're playing somebody who's back's against the wall, they're going to come out swinging. So what we got to do is we got to swing and make sure we keep them up against the wall and put our foot on the gas pedal and don't let up. And I'm looking right now. I see that mentality in us right now, and I'm getting a little excited. It's kind of making me feel a little better. But we're playing for something big tonight. We're playing for a district title, playing for that 1 seed, and
yeah, a lot
man,
of juice out
like
here.
That. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you, Cody. Good luck tonight, brother.
Yeah, roll Tide. I didn't know speed.
So there, Rick, the Tide were warming up so close to us, which they always are, but the Tide have a different look, a different feel about them in the warm-ups. It overflowed to the head coach there, Cody. He's describing goosebumps to me, has to step away from the phone that I'm recording it with, a bit emotional, almost kind of choked up at the sight of that team that really in warm-ups was locked in, ready to go. What'd you hear from Cody Stagner there?
I mean, I agree with you and him as well about the juices needing to flow early on in the ball game, and I saw that from up here in the booth. This is the most fired up I've seen this group come out. And look, we followed this team for a long time now. We're used to seeing them come out here and stretch and just kind of look like, they're just business as usual. But they had some emotion that I think they need tonight, especially on the defensive side. And look, again, the standard's high. We know that. We've harped on that enough. But you mentioned linebacker play and secondary play, and that's where we've seen some improvement areas from our standpoint. And it's all about angles. You got to take the right angle. You take the right angle, that's the difference in you making a tackle for a loss or potentially a kid breaking one on you, and that's going to be important tonight. Something we'll be looking for from this defense is those angles, especially from that back half of those linebackers where they play.
Rick, if you had to maybe make a point about what this defense, if those juices are flowing at that defensive line, what would they potentially look like against this young quarterback? And after you make this statement, then we will get to the talking ball y'all tell of the tape. But what can pressure potentially do to a 15-year-old kid? Probably had to get a ride to the ballpark, probably can't even drive without a licensed driver yet. And so what can that kind of pressure do against a young quarterback?
Well, I think it makes him get happy feet. I think it makes him release the ball a lot quicker than he wants to. And look, looking at this group on film, I think this is a great night for Picayune's offensive and defensive lines to have big games. I think we can get some pressure looking at their offensive and defensive lines. I think we've got some opportunities tonight to dominate. And, we'll talk about their freshman quarterback, Keon McNeil, a little bit more as we go into depth here. But this is a kid, he's only 6'1", Clay, and you look at like the size of our front line, primarily guys like Nolan Wilson, you're going to get a chance to knock some balls down if you got your hands up.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And speaking of interesting, now let's look at the Picayune tell of the tape, brought to you by, of course, our Talking Ball Y'all media group on this Mossy of Picayune pregame show. And Rick, what is one or two of these numbers that really, really kind of stick out to you when you look at our tell of the tape?
Well, I think what's scary for this Gautier defense is the numbers that Picayune's put up on the ground, especially over the last couple of weeks. I mean, Zay Dennis, I think that he earned himself a spot as the Coast Player of the Week 2 weeks ago, but was able to get it this week. You look at those numbers, they're going up. Gaudy, we're talking about a 20-yard swing over the last couple of weeks in yards per game. And then when you look at the freshman in Keon McNeil, it completed 56% of his passes. Okay, well, that's on 247 attempts, so that's pretty good numbers there. But the 16 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, that's that trick or treat we're talking about, right? He'll give you some, and he can also hurt you. He's got a quick release. He's going to be a very, very good football player as he's learning to go. He's got a young man behind him, a sophomore in Latrell Page. He'll be wearing number 5 tonight. 491, 7 touchdowns, not gaudy numbers, but that 8.2 yards per carry is a number that I think the defense has to look at. And then he's going to spread it around. Senior Kason Thomas, he'll be in number 2 tonight in that Gautier receiving core. 706 on 45 catches and 5 TDs. He's the workhorse of the offense, but he spreads it around pretty good. Number 6, Kelly Stadt, he'll work in for them. Devin Garrett, number 10, he's got some pretty big numbers as well. And then number 12, Ashawn Tubbs, he's got some good numbers also, 4 touchdowns to boot with it. So you got a lot there with Picayune. I think last week, the only game maybe of the season that we haven't won the turnover battle, we stayed flat from where we were a week ago. But they'll certainly give it to you. And I want to mention, too, for our viewers that are taking this in, we don't have their turnover numbers on the ground. If they fumble the football, that's just the interception. So that's really been the difference, and that's why Gautier has lost 2 district games has been turnovers.
When you look at it, Rick, that sacks number for Picayune on this Halloween theme graphic, man, how awesome is that? Great job by you kind of creating this graphic throughout the week. 17 sacks, that's a number that spiked and now kind of stayed stagnant. You've got a team tonight that's going to want to drop back, throw the football. You've really got a chance to impact that 17 on the left-hand number there by Picayune in that sacks column. How big would that be against a young quarterback to really, really make a mark in that sack category, get that up to 20, 21, 22 tonight? I
think you got the opportunity to do that, and Nolan leads the way for us. He's been sitting at 5 for a couple games now. I think he could get 3 or 4 tonight, as long as as well as his teammates that are next to him. And you look at Gautier's defense. Look, they gave up as many points to Hancock as we did. They're not a bad group. They're a young group, but not a bad group by any stretch of it. And that's going to be number 18, Gabriel Milner. He's a senior. He's got a lot of tackles for losses. He leads this group in tackles. He's got some sacks as well. He'll be playing from that linebacker spot. We'll see him blitz a lot. And then number 96, Landon Beasley. He's only a junior, but he's got a lot of tackles for loss, too. I had him for 10, Clay. So that's a couple guys that we have to look for. When you look at this type of an offense that Gautier runs, what we see them do 48 to 49% of the time is come out in what we'll call 4 wide receiver set. They'll have 2 to each side, and they'll have the running back with him, and they love to run the combination where the 2 inside guys, that's our slot receivers, run slants across the middle. Outside guys go vertical, and they'll run that tailback out who's got a lot of speed, does poke. You got to make sure you're covering. He can hit on all of those, and those are quick plays. Don't take a lot of time. He doesn't need a lot of blocking to get that off. That's going to be something I think we'll see a lot tonight.
Yeah, and Rick, so often me and you have the same set of notes. We try not to really compare our handwritten notes, but they're always really similar. Those are the 2 defensive guys that I certainly had highlighted from my standpoint. It seems like the young quarterback, and maybe this is trying to protect the kid a bit, likes to throw the stuff that he's looking directly at, things that are cutting across his face, a lot of routes cutting inside of the numbers or even inside of the hash marks. Not a lot of throws out wide. Is that, you think, by design to maybe help the young quarterback get in rhythm and not have some of these turnovers?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Those are pretty simple reads for him. And what you'll see in that, we saw it a few weeks back earlier in the season with Ocean Springs. When you have those crosses in the middle, you want to make chaos in the middle and draw attention there. So that frees up your back coming out. That could allow one of those guys to come all the way across the field. And it does give you an option to throw a deep ball. He's hit on a few of them, but he's also had turnovers. Most of those turnovers coming on pressure situations. So a big opportunity to really shine, as you said, for the Maroon Tide defensive front tonight.
Tide turnovers through the air. 3 picks for Jamari Hathorn, 2 for Jordan Hathorn, 2 for Cam Quinn. Cam got those picks early in the year. Let's go see if Mr. Quinn can get a couple tonight. You use the term trick or treat. That's kind of been that type of year for their young quarterback. You don't want him to grow up tonight. You've got a freshman back there and him. Mr. McNeil already talked about a sophomore directly behind him. At times tonight, when it's gone downhill quickly for Gautier. So Tide want to get off to a fast start tonight.
You do. You want to get up to a fast start. And I mentioned Hancock, and I mentioned them primarily because that's a common opponent. Them and Long Beach, they took care of Long Beach as well. But we saw how good Canaan was running the football. They threw the quarterback threw 4 interceptions, Clay, and they still had a chance. It was just an extra point away from being the difference in that ball game. So this defense can hold their own, but I think there's big opportunities up front in the trenches for the Maroon Tide to continue their rushing attack and increase those sack numbers.
Yeah, that's a good point by you to be able to have those 4 giveaways and still be within seconds of winning that ball game. We'll break for the anthem. We'll return here on your Mossy Picayune pregame show.
Thanks for stopping by Marcia Picayune. We're proud to be your family-owned GM Superstore, serving Mississippi and Louisiana with new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here, you're more than just a customer, you're part of the Marcy family. We offer a family-friendly atmosphere backed by GM certified parts and service and a team that's here to help you every step of the way. Marcia Picayune, it's small-town friendly service with big-time savings.
Tucked away in the woodlands of Pearl River County is where you will find the Henry Smith House and its sister property, River Oak Manor. From an elegant Victorian estate to a sleek, cozy farmhouse, these two stunning venues are perfect for weddings, events, or a weekend escape. The properties offer serenity with a genuine and unique experience among pristinely beautiful grounds. Experience southern charm, modern comfort, and unforgettable moments, all in one gorgeous destination. River Oak Manor is breaking ground for continued expansion for wedding and event accommodations and are booking reservations for 2026 and beyond. Visit bearriveroakmanor.com and start planning for your perfect getaway today.
Need a plumber? Let Harold's Plumbing help you with that. Whether it's new construction or just a plumbing repair, Harold can make it happen. Harold's Plumbing is licensed and can do both residential and commercial jobs. Give Harold's Plumbing a call at 601-273-0598 and let him handle all your plumbing and septic tank services. Need a building or roof? Metal Building Supply specializes in pre-engineered metal buildings and components, and they even install metal roofing. They offer an array of styles, options, and sizes. Metal Building Supply will make it custom so you can make it your own. They are located at 3521 Highway 43 North in Picayune. You can look them up on Facebook at Metal Building Supply LLC or give them a call at 769-242-2630. Let Sean Glasscock and staff build you your dream building.
Back here at Vaught Wallace Stadium, campus of Gautier High School, on just a picture-perfect football night, Rick, on the last possible night here in October, which means this thing falls on Halloween, so you just never really know. You're facing a Gators team with their back squarely against the wall. You come in 7-1, 3-0. You being the Maroon Tide, a target always on your back. You will get Gautier's best shot tonight. I do feel confident of that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We will get Gautier's best shot. You got nothing to lose, right? That's sometimes a scary opponent when you're in a situation like that. And but what a great choral rendition there, a cappella from our national anthem being sung by Gautier's group. Probably the best lines in any song ever, man. The land of the free and the home of the brave. Going to take some bravery tonight on this spooky Halloween Eve here to come out with a win.
Yeah, and you'll see the captains for the Gators. The captain's going to be representatives. They won't be able to send all of these guys for the coin flip, but it'll be their seniors tonight, so you can throw that in the mix. They're going to be in white bottoms, that navy, dark, deep blue for the Gators, yellow numbers, yellow lettering, navy headgear for the Gators. The Tide on the far side now making their way behind the sign put together and being held by the cheerleaders for the Maroon Tide, best cheerleaders in the land. Tide going to be dressed in maroon breeches, white tops, maroon numbers and lettering, those beautiful maroon headgear for the Tide. That's how the Tide will look tonight. You can see if you're watching on our stream, the captains for the Tide. That's going to be Ontario Wilkins, the first one out. I believe that's Colt Robertson, the second out. The fourth was Jordan Hathorn. We'll have to see the third. He kind of snuck by me. Maybe we can get a look here when he shakes the hand of the official. We did not, but we'll make sure that third captain is named. Ontario Wilkins, the tight end, with those bright orange gloves throughout most of the year, has gone with bright green tonight for his gloves. Colt Robertson, the senior signal caller.
Yeah, we're about to get this one underway. Just as you mentioned, a beautiful night, beautiful backdrop here. Really gorgeous stadium as well.
Yeah, really, really cool setting here. Band for Gautier, the best in 6A, and so they're proud of that. That was crowned a week ago. So congratulations to the Gautier band for that honor. That was Burnett, the senior Javari Burnett, dressed in 50 for the Tide. He was the third captain. Promised we would name him, and we did. Did you see the result of the flip there, Rick? I was trying to get that third captain named.
I did not, Clay.
Tide going to be led out over to their sideline. That's a sideline that is away from us tonight as we are on the home side in the home press box. Very hospitable setting here. Able to get us squared away and kind of out of the conditions. Jackson Harrelson braving them up above us on what's a cool night. Wouldn't call it cold in South Mississippi from Vaught Wallace Stadium. This one's got big stakes, Rick. This one should be a lot of fun.
Yep, got to get off to a fast start here. Good 3 and out if you're on defense, and let's put a nice drive together on offense. Get ahead and make these Gators chase us tonight.
Gautier definitely going to want to throw the football. If you'll remember back a couple segments ago, we showed you they want to throw it. 237 on the ground on the year. Only 89 yards per ball game on the ground. Of course, the Tide are the other side of that coin. They want to run the football. 378 per game on the ground, 47 through the air per game, 32 rushing touchdowns. Ricky Whitaker, and boy, Zay Dennis has just gone completely nuts over the last 2 weeks. It's gone nearly 400 yards in both of those ball games. You touched on it a bit in the pregame, as that will do it for our Mossy of Picayune pregame show. But the stats that Dennis has put up have been incredible over the last couple of weeks at that tailback position.
Yeah, he's really spooky, I think is the word, would fit good tonight. Really good numbers from him.
We'll have another Zay to talk about. We talked about him a little late in the game last week and the prior week. That's Zay Foxworth. May get the start at the safety position as a ninth grader tonight. Here's a low kick, going to get by Jamari Hathorn. But good news, it's going to roll out of bounds. Tide going to have excellent starting field position. Going to start from their own 35, so that was good news.
Yeah, might have caught a break there, Clay. I thought that was very close to hitting Hawthorne's fingers. I guess he got out of the way, and going to be a favorable spot. Good field position for the Maroon Tide.
I would say, Rick, that he absolutely probably nicked that football, right? I mean, he went down with that glove, and I thought he got it. But Tide will take it at their own 35 to start. Look at this, Rick. We're trying to figure out what the 35 is already. A little Halloween action from our stripes down below, but we will get it on the 35. Tide set and ready to go to work. Senior quarterback Colt Robertson going to tuck himself under center. That's Kane McKinley at the fullback, Zay Dennis at the tailback. Somebody moved early, and it's us. We'll go in reverse. Back to the 30. Not a sharp start there, Rick. Going to cost us 5, make it a 1st and 15, back to the 30.
Yep, Gautier comes out with a 5-man front. Got a lot of people up in the box. We've seen a lot of that. I think there might have been some confusion, maybe some talking of trying to figure out who's going to pick up who there from the offensive lineman, but resulted in movement and not the way you want to start the game.
If you're watching on our booth cam, get over to our YouTube channel. Just search up Talking Ball, y'all, and you can see the action out on the field. One lone wide receiver to the bottom of the screen, that's Illett, but the power going back to the right. Here's Zay Dennis, keeps the run alive up to the 35. Will be a 5-yard gain, kind of a spectacular 5-yard run there as he lost the guy about 2.5 yards into it, ran through a tackle. Just going to be a gain of 5. Gets it back to the original start, to the 35 of the Tide.
Yep. And if you're taking in our live stream, and we hope that you are, but ball's on the 30 on the first play. There's 9 Gautier players about on the 35.
Yeah, I've stacked the box. That G and that navy blue helmet really outnumbering the Tide early in this drive. Off to the right side, going to be a gain of just 2. That's Dennis again. Dennis not finding a whole lot of space to work with. And it'll be 3rd and 7 here, Rick. And they're early going. Got to be careful to give momentum with a 3 and out to the Gators. 10-10 to go here in our opening set. 2 wides to the bottom of the screen. That's the way that the toss will head. Can Dennis break it outside? He cannot. Going to be a tackle for no gain. Tie going to be, and you would think, a punt situation, and will be. Credit the Gators. Going to get that 3 and out. Going to take momentum early in the ball game. Going to be 4th and 7 from the Tide 37. Will force a punt.
Yeah, Gautier dials up a blitz from the linebacker that was playing in the middle there, and comes through the backside A-gap, really untouched, and prevented any type of a cutback opportunity for Zay.
See what Alds can do with it. The punter for the Tide puts his heels back at the 26. Has hit a short punt. Going to skip across midfield, and that's about it. Finally going to be down at the 40. So got a little bit better of a hop than I was going to give him credit for, but not much. Going to get it to the 41 of Gautier. That's where the Gators will go to work.
Yep. We mentioned it. We expect to see what you'll probably refer to as doubles, which is those 2 wide receivers to each side, but they do run some empty sets. I don't know if they're going to come out in that given the Tide physicality up front, but we'll see.
We will see. It looks to be 2 wide receivers to the bottom, 2 to the top. This is a dangerous group of wide receivers. It will be Thomas, Garrett, Steele, and Tubbs, and they can all play. Looking to the right to throw will be the freshman McNeil. Got pressure, going to just slide ahead for a couple yards. Pretty heady play by the freshman. Didn't try to do too much, and so he will just go ahead for a couple yards and make it 2nd and 8 up to the 45 of Gautier. 2 wides to each side. Here's a give to the sophomore tailback who we've talked about in the open. That's Pogue with his first carry. Terrible spot from the Gautier standpoint. They're going to take a couple yards away from it at the end and put it back at the 48. I know that he got it to midfield, but the Tide will certainly take that spot.
Yep, different look, too, for the Tide defense. Only 3 down linemen, got 3 linebackers. I think that's a pretty good look.
Here's the freshman rolling to his right. Will throw that way and just missed an intended wide receiver at the 34-yard line. Incomplete pass. Good coverage on the play for the Tide. That's Cam Quinn getting out in coverage. Had help by Hathorn. Hathorn actually came off of his guy to create a bit of a double coverage situation there. Good awareness by Hathorn to drop back and help. So both defense up to the task, have forced 2 punts to get this one started. Punter for Gautier, his heels at his 35. He's hit a good kick. Going to land at the 20, bounce at the 10. Now going to dribble inside the 5-yard line all the way to the 4. So what an effort. A really, really good punt by Garrett, Devon Garrett. He's also a talented wide receiver for this group. And complimentary football here for Gautier. They got what they wanted defensively. That was the 3 and out. Really didn't do much with it offensively, but didn't hurt themselves, Rick. And now Ty going to set up their second possession from their own 4-yard line.
Yeah, we've seen this in the past, Clay. I mean, it's no secret to anyone coming in to face Picayune what we do. So all those guys up in the box, but we've also seen Zay get behind that, and if he can, there's nobody there to stop him.
And it'll be a 96-yarder if he was able to do that. Instead, it'll be a give up the middle to the fullback. Not much at all, just one on the play. That was McKinley, his first touch of the night, the sophomore fullback. Fought ahead for one. But that is it. Tide accumulated only about 5 or 6 yards here through their first 4 offensive plays. Not a great start. One long wide receiver out to the right of the formation. Here's a give to Dennis, and nothing there, Rick. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it. Going to bring up 3rd and 9. Have bottled up the Tide on all of their offensive snaps really so far, and have a 3rd and 9. Tide going to snap it from their own 5-yard line. What a start defensively for the Gators.
Yeah, Gautier defense coming out and playing very hard as we thought they would.
Here's another toss to Dennis, a little bit of operating room, and he has sprinted ahead. Can it be a 95-yarder? Let's see. 30, 20, 10, 95 yards. Zay Dennis has hit a home run. Bottled up, and then the cork pop. 95 yards goes Zay Dennis to get the Tide started here on a Halloween Friday night.
Boy, what a run by Zay Dennis. And we called it, Clay. Once you can, if you make the right cut, and that time Zay did, cuts back across the green, nobody there, and nobody's going to catch him with that much space.
Wow, great vision, great speed. Tide up 6-0 as we wait our Diamond Productions point after. Good snap back, great hold, and the kick is up and good as Edgar Cruz now 35 of 37 on PATs. And what a drive summary you're about to talk about, Ricky Whitaker.
Yeah, it was a good one, Clay. Maroon Tide started on their own 4-yard line, had to go 96 yards, only netted 1 yard in 2 plays, but on 3rd down, Zay Dennis makes a great cut, good vision, goes 95 yards, puts the Maroon Tide on top. Minute 23 seconds.
Great job there by Zay Dennis and this offense getting out to a 7-0 lead. 6:57 to go here in our opening quarter. As Edgar Cruz going to put it over on the right hash after the touchdown for the Tide. A remarkable start for Cruz. 23 touchbacks to this point. What a year he's having, both on the O-line and with that boot of his. Here he's hit a line drive, will skip from about the 12 down to the 4, and a good return underway out to the 40, to the 45 of Gautier. So good starting field position after a really nice return by Garrett.
Yep, that's going to give them really good starting field position. Maroon Tide special teams been pretty good on the year, but gave up a good chunk there.
Yeah, that was a great return by Garrett. Has his team set up at their 45-yard line. We're actually going to spot it back at the 44. So that's where it will be, at the 44-yard line. McNeil now going to have 2 guys to the bottom. 4 now going to motion out. 4 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. McNeil calls for it. A short pass caught by Thomas and makes a good run after the catch across midfield to the 48. So, good start on this drive for the Gators. Just got it out of his hands quick and then let Thomas, who has now 46 catches on the year, do the work. He's also got 5 touchdowns. This is a good group of wide receivers. 3 of those wide receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Instead, it's a give to Pogue. He's got room to work. 40, 35. Nice run here by Pogue all the way to the 31-yard line. So the Gators going to work quickly, have it to the Tide 31-yard line.
Yeah, Pogue showing off his speed there. He's a quick one.
Flag down. It looks to be good news for our Tide, and it is. It's holding against the Gators. Will be a spot of the foul penalty. Let's see where they back the Gators up to. They'll start marking it all from the 45 of the Tide. And get it. Well, let's see. They're actually going to put it at the 45 of the Gators when they complete the walk back. 2nd and 9 after it's been respotted. 2 wides to the left, 2 to the right for the freshman McNeil. He's looking to the right, pumps once. Now he's under pressure. Escapes out to the left, lofts it downfield. Is called at the 46 of Gautier. Still on his feet after the catch to the 41. Really nice job there by Ashawn Tubbs. Tubbs presented himself open, stayed alive with his quarterback, snagged it, and gets it to the 41 of the Tide. Nice run after the catch. 6:10 to go. Tide on top of the Gators, 7-0. Here's a run by Pogue. Pogue with a good cut and a nice gain to the 32. Gators moving the football, Rick.
Yep, came out with a run there again, and that's what you're going to have to deal with there, especially with your linebacker play. We've only got 3 down linemen, so that's going to be easy to run against. So we gotta come up and stop that.
Tide trying to get helmets in the passing game, trying to present numbers against McNeil to throw against. He's flushed out to his right. That was a hold, I thought. Didn't receive a flag. You can see 2 defensive linemen kind of asking for that hold. McNeil's smart, though, here early. A couple plays where he hasn't tried to force it. They're just going to toss it out of bounds rather nonchalantly. I like that from the young quarterback. Didn't try to make a home run down the middle of the field.
Yep, had some good pressure there, too, at the end by the Tide.
2 wides to the left, 2 to the right. Thomas going to go now in motion from right to left. That was one of the wide receivers in that set. What a run here by Pogue. He's got the sticks. Needed 3, went and got about 8, did Latrell Pogue, the sophomore. This team is going to be really good in the future, Rick. That's a young backfield, and Pogue looks nice running the football.
Yeah, he's got some wheels there, and should have had him for a tackle for a loss, but ended up resulting in a nice gain for Gautier.
2 wides to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for McNeil. Is going to put Pogue to his left hip. Tide on top, 7-0, 5:19 to go in our opening quarter. Everybody moved except for the center. We saw this a couple times on tape. So Gautier going to get the infraction here, going to back themselves up 5 yards, which the Tide could use defensively a little help here, Rick.
Yep, that's the second penalty of this drive for the Gators.
That's a good point. I've already gotten help earlier in the drive with a holding call. Going to back Gautier up now to their 29-yard line. 1st and 15. See if it'll be a profitable defensive down here when you've got them behind the sticks. 1st and 15. McNeil's rolled to the right, let it go, and a tough catch, but made at the 21. Going to spin forward to the 20. That was a good grab by Devon Garrett. He also punts for this team. So we got 8 yards on it, Rick. I was talking about a profitable down. I was trying to talk the freshman into throwing it to us. Instead, he found Garrett for a nice catch.
Yep, just settled down and found a soft spot in the defense and settled down in.
Empty set. McNeil looking, pumps twice, still got time to throw, and it's complete at the 11. Dances inside the 10 up to the 6. Boy, had a ton of time to throw, and he'll find Kelly Steele, his senior wide receiver. And just too much time, Rick, as the freshman looks real comfortable back there. It's 1st and goal for the Gators from the 6 of the Tide. Tide lead at 7-0, 4:23 to go in our opening quarter. Pogue to his left hip, he'll get it. He's past the 5 to the 4 for the Gators.
Well, you've seen how quick that release is that we've talked about in our preview episode this week, McNeil can get it out in a hurry.
We appreciate Slim taking in the action tonight. 2 wide receivers now going to set themselves to the bottom, Rick. 2 to the top of your screen. Pogue off the left hip of McNeil. Now you'll send a man in motion from left to right. That's who they will go to, and it was a great play design, just poor execution. The ball was back behind the intended wide receiver, and Rick, that was good play design. Had a guy going from left to right in motion, and that motion kind of just sent him right into his route. That was going to be a touchdown pass.
Yeah, if he catches that, I think he falls backwards, and it's 6 for Gautier.
It was a real good job trying to manipulate the defense with some motion there for the Gators. See if the Tide defense can make a play here. 3rd and goal from the 4. Clap, and he's got it. He's got an open receiver in the flats. It's caught at the 4, advanced to about the 2.5. Going to be short, of course, of the goal line. Going to set up a 4th and goal. Nothing to lose here for Coach High and the Gators. You would certainly expect a go-forward opportunity from about the 2.5. It's set over on the left hash. Offense not even going to budge.
Same play design from the play before, but to the other side.
4 wide receivers in a bunch off to the right. McNeil is rolled that way. Can he roll all the way into the end zone? He will. He will score. Just kept rolling, Rick. Rolled to the right. He didn't really want to run the football, but nobody came up and got him. And so McNeil going to run it in and get it to a 7-6 advantage for the Tide. Tide leading by a skinny point. Nice choice made there. The freshman had a good drive, did Mr. McNeil.
Yep, Gautier puts together a nice drive there, fought through some penalties, but hung in there with it. Just really, really good play designs there by Gautier, especially in the red zone.
Here's the PAT to get it to even and have, as that's your exotic stone point after. And we talked about what Gautier has to play for. They certainly played with a lot of heart and effort on that drive. Rick, let's summarize that drive.
Yeah, it really started with very good field position, had it about the 45-yard line, and got Pogue involved. We didn't see Pogue touch it at all on their first drive, but Pogue and his legs and his speed set up some opportunities. And I think McNeil settled in a little bit on that second drive, was able to do some really good things. But Picayune got an answer now, so it's been a back and forth so far. Both teams put on their first possessions. Both teams put some decent drives together and get points.
I was impressed with the quarterback there. Made some good choices, did the freshman McNeil. Tide, as you mentioned, need a response. See, at Fortenberry, they've kind of done a good job our last few opponents of not kicking it to Adarius. Adarius with over 230 return yards, of course, has a return touchdown, does Derry. Here's the kick to Jamari. That's not a good choice either. He's got it at the 25, trying to break it upfield. Good coverage by the Gators. As you're trying to keep it away from Fortenberry, you find Hathorn with it, who's speedy in himself. Didn't make too much of the return as the Gators able to get him down at the 32-yard line. That's where the Tide will start this drive from their own 32.
Which I'm trying to answer from their last scoring drive.
Tide going to start it here from the 32, going to be set over on the left hash. After the Tide have scored with a Zay Dennis 95-yard touchdown run, the Gators answered back with their last drive with a 3-yard touchdown run by their quarterback McNeil. Colt Robertson going to tuck himself under center. Fake to the tailback, a give to Jordan Hathorn. What a tackle at the 35 as Jordan was going to take off and potentially score, Rick. You hear the term sometimes overused of a touchdown-saving tackle. I think that was a textbook look at one there. That was a really nice individual tackle made by Creighton. Creighton made a nice play.
Yeah, really good play there. Would have been a touchdown. I think he scores there.
I do too. 2nd and 6. Tide moved again, Rick. Boy, we played pretty clean. Me and my dad were discussing this last week. Really wasn't a heavily penalized game against the Tide, but the Tide have already moved twice. That reminds you, my mom baked those cookies, Rick, and I left them at the house. Some tells me that was almost intentional. As much as I love you, she intended those for me and you for the road trip, but they got left at the house. So I just have to tell you about them.
That's the trick to the treat, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man. So Tide going to back up now after they've moved. Going to put it back at the 30-yard line. Here's a nice cut by Dennis, but not a lot of space inside. Rick just going to pick up a couple. And the Tide have been here before tonight already. 3rd and off schedule. 3rd and 11. Just don't like that in any offense, but particularly in a run-heavy, Rick, offense. You don't want to be 3rd and this behind schedule, as it is 3rd and 10 from the Tide 32.
Gautier still 10 guys in the box.
Yep, Tide have one lone wide receiver. Here's that give to Jordan Hathorn. Oh, twice they've run that play, and twice there's been a really good effort made to keep Jordan from running away, as this was Milner this time, Rick, and same type description from me. I really think he's going to score if he can get by that one guy, but both times the Gators have been up to the task and going to force another punt. Tide have had it 3 times tonight and have had to punt twice in this opening quarter. Here's a punt by Alds, angled over to the left. Going to bounce at the 48 of Gautier. Going to bounce just kind of sideways to the 46. So Gautier going to have great starting field position here from their 46-yard line.
Yeah, only netted 8 total yards on that play, and you mix in the penalty to back them up, and that was the difference.
Boy, oh boy, 2 punts. We've seen a lot of Alds tonight already. A couple punts by the sophomore. Like Grayson well enough, but didn't want to see him twice in this opening quarter. 7-7 our score, 1:27 to go here in our opening quarter. See if Gautier can build on that momentum they got from last possession. They scored. Started the drive right about here. I believe started at the 44 last time they had it. Here's a pass caught. This is from the back. That's Pogue, who actually dropped back. When you look at it, Rick, that's probably a backwards pass that Pogue comes out of the backfield and catches on a swinging pass like there's a flag on the far side.
And the way we step to defend that, if you step flat, you're blocked. If you go up the field with a right angle, you can push them into traffic or maybe make that play. Got to be a little bit quicker getting out there.
Got to get you a telestrator. We'll put that on the wish list for Donnie Pascal with Diamond Productions. Have you up here like Collinsworth, like have you just drawing it up. The good news is it's a holding against Gautier, so that will back up the Gators. They've helped us now. I believe that's 3 offensive penalties from this young club. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your frame, 1 up top. Throws it to the guy up top. He's open, called it, got a lot of that yardage back. A nice pitch out to Kelly Steele. Steele with his 2nd catch of the night. Gets it to right at midfield, Rick. They'll put it on the 50-yard stripe. Beautiful turf playing surface here tonight.
Yeah, and almost you got to have the extra guys in the secondary and the linebacker core. I think having 3 men up front is good, but it lets them double team us as well. So
McNeil's roll to the right. It's picked off. This is Cam Quinn. Called for him to get one in the pregame. He has. He's up to the 29. Attaboy, Cam Quinn. One of those outbreaking routes that McNeil doesn't throw a lot of. Cam Quinn was glad to see it. And he picks it off and returns it for the Tide. We talked about the quarterback being trick-or-treat, Rick. They're the Tide. We're able to take one away, get it inside the 30 of Gautier. Nice break on the ball. Cam Quinn's 3rd pick here for the Tide. We talked about him in the pregame, maybe getting one, and good job there by Cam Quinn.
He certainly heard you, and I tell you, man, it wasn't that he was just a really bad throw. It was great coverage. He was right on the back hip of the receiver. I don't think McNeil ever saw him.
That's a really good point by you. He made an excellent break right off that hip. Here's Dennis. He's got room. Look at Zay Dennis. Oh, a couple flags. Going to be against the Tide, I think, for holding. Dennis was going to have a 29-yard touchdown run, but there were flags everywhere, and it will go against the Tide as we'll see. Rick, I'll get you to look at the replay monitor here and see what they saw. Yep, I don't know. Mitchell Smith looked to have a beautiful block. I'm not sure if that's where the flag came from, but either way, it erased a 29-yard touchdown run by Dennis. It will put the Tide in reverse. Back to the 39-yard line. So 1st and 20, not ideal, especially when it wipes a touchdown off the board. Tide even with Gautier, 7-7, 44 seconds to go in our opening quarter. Been an entertaining first quarter. We appreciate you joining us here on this Friday night. Here's Dennis trying to get it back. Another flag out, and Dennis may score. He has. Went from the 29, backed it up to the 39. He scored anyway, and look, another flag against our offensive line. They backed it up twice on us, Rick, and wiped out touchdown runs. Cody Stagner's burning a timeout, and he wants the white hat to come see him, Rick. He's adamant that these are bad flags. He went right over, is going to burn a timeout. He motions right over to the white hat and says, hey, I'm burning this timeout. You come talk to me about it.
And you know what he's asking him, Clay? I always say it. Tell me what number. Give me a number. I want to know exactly who you're calling holding on, because I didn't see it on the replay either.
Interesting there, Rick. You had a 29-yard touchdown run, backed up, canceled out.
Seven accepted penalties here. It's still in the first quarter. 4 for Picayune, 3 for Gautier, and boy, that's 2 in a row.
So you had a 29-yard touchdown wiped off the board. Back it up 10. You have a 39-yard touchdown run from Zay Dennis. Take it off the board. Now it's resting at the 49 as we talked about the Tide burning a timeout just 34 seconds before the end of the quarter. But Cody couldn't wait. Coach Stagner wanted a word with the white hat.
I think that's a good timeout, too, by Coach Stagner.
You think you run the power to the right and see if you can get a 29, a 39, and then a 49-yard touchdown, Rick? Oh, man, you'd be tempted to, right? You've got McKinley at the fullback. I believe that's Dennis at the tailback. Here's a give to Jordan Hathorn. Hathorn keeps the drive and the run alive up to the 46, a gain of 3.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 27.
Yep, long distance after you picked up 3 holdings in a row. May do it for our quarter here, too. If it does, we'll take a break and we'll return with your second quarter action. 7-7, entertaining opening quarter of football as we will indeed take a quarter break. Tide and the Gators, Picayune and Gautier, all tied up at 7s as we head to your second quarter after this 1-minute timeout.
It feels good to buy local. Whether you're supporting your community small businesses, family-owned restaurants, or Farm Bureau Insurance, the local agents at Farm Bureau Insurance are dedicated to always helping you protect what's important. Farm Bureau Insurance is headquartered right here in Mississippi with local agents in your community. If you're shopping for car, home, or life insurance in the Poplarville area, call Kate Amaker at 601-795-4585. Or if you're in the Picayune Carrier area, call Jeremy Shesby, Colby Hawthorne, Colin Pinton, or me, Ross Gilbo, at 601-798-2861. And go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau Casualty, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi.
As we get ready to start this second quarter, a bizarre set of events as the Tide had touchdown returns back-to-back wiped off the board with holding calls. And Tide second a long way here. We're going to snap it from the 46 of Gautier. 2nd and 23. Here's a pass call. Went up the ladder a bit, did Jordan Hathorn, and hauled it down at the 20-yard line. 23-yard pass and catch. Colt Robertson put it where only Hathorn could go and get it. And Jordan said, I will. Went up, got it. Tide now 1st and 10 from the 20 of Gautier. Beautiful play here, Rick.
Beautiful, beautiful play. A great, really good throw by Colt Robertson. That's trusting your receiver. He was in position, and he threw it where only he could go grab it, and a great grab by Hawthorne.
See if the Tide can get back on top. 2 wide receivers to the right. Here's a toss to the left. That's Zay Dennis. Help out in front will get him to the 16-yard line. I'll bring up 2nd and 6. Just a beautiful play call, too. Rick really needed to erase that penalty yardage, able to do it. Tide going to have now 1st and 10. That long pass allowed the Tide to pick up the first down with that last run.
You got me thinking about cookies now.
Yeah, my mom's going to be a bit aggravated with me. I'll probably have to run some to you at some point tomorrow. Kane McKinley, fullback. And that's who's got it, trying to sneak through a little crevice over on the right side. Has it to the 14, does Mr. McKinley, the sophomore.
Not a bad call there. It's one of those, let's see what they're doing, or let's keep them honest to set up this next play.
Yep, a little body blow to go along with those tosses to each side. Got a Darius Fortenberry, the lone wide receiver. He's at the top of your screen. That's Jamari Hathorn now in. Nope, that's a Dennis. Dennis with a nice cut, too, at the 12. Buys him down to the 9. That was a nifty cut by Zay Dennis. Got him 3 more yards, did that cut. 3rd and 2 here, Rick. What did the Tide go with in 3rd? And probably going to be a 4-down situation if you don't get it. What you think the play call here is on this 3rd down?
I think keep it on the ground, go back with the power.
Your odds on that, Rick, pretty good, right, when you give me that response. Here is that power. This time is Moto. Jamari Hathorn will dance into the end zone. A beautiful spin move at about the 3-yard line. And we've used Moto in those 3rd and 4th down situations this year, and it pays off once again as Jamari Hathorn goes and gets his 5th rushing touchdown on the year from 9 yards out. Tide's been shaken up on the play. Currently, Tide on top 13-7. Clock's still running here, Rick, between the touchdown point after, and we've got a man hobbled. It went down from 9:31 to 9:23. Well, kind of nobody was looking or paying attention. That is our center being helped off, Rick. As that is Mr. Nixon, Jacob Nixon, being helped off. 6'3", 300-pound Jacob Nixon. One of the sweetest kids you'll meet, having to be helped off. As we await our diamond production point after. Snap by McKinley, the hole by Rayburn. The kick is up, and it is good as Cruz continues to be on cruise control. 14-7, Tide on top. 9:23. Let's look and see what Ricky Whitaker has for us for a Diamond Productions drive summary.
It kind of sloppy at times with the penalties. You hated that, but 9 plays is what the Maroon Tide ran. They moved the ball very, very well. They go 49 yards, and what started with a beautiful pitch and catch between Robertson and Jamari Hawthorne ends with a Jabari Hawthorne 9-yard touchdown, his first on the night.
Yep, used Jordan and Jamari to get it into the end zone. The cousins kind of helping the Tide out. Hathorn family's been good to the Maroon Tide. Jakai on the way, a 9th grader. Cool to see kind of the lineages, some of these bloodlines that run so deep through this program. As Cruz has it teed up at the 40. I'm looking for one of those boomers right here off that boot of Edgar Cruz. Tide lead at 14-7, 9:23 to go before our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. And there it is, dialed it up, and he is put it into the end zone about 2 yards deep by Mr. Cruz. What was impressive about that, Rick, is it was a high hanging one. I mean, that's the kind, if it's not a touchback, the Tide are going to smoke that young man at about the 10.
Yep.
Because it got a long time that it hung up there. Impressive kick once again by Mr. Cruz. Cruz now with 25 of those touchbacks on the season. So impressive. Gators going to start their drive at their own 20. Cam Quinn had to take away against this unit a moment ago. Here's a give to Pogue. Pogue with a good run, Rick. He's having success on the ground. He'll get it to the 27, about a 7-yard pickup. He's doing better than just keeping the Tide honest. He's running the football pretty well. Is Mr. Pogue, the sophomore, Latrell Pogue.
As you said, man, that backfield for the Gautier Gators is going to be good for a long time.
Yeah, the kid's already 5'11", 175. He looks the part, much like McNeil. You never really know they were underclassmen. He'll motion out to the right. Will Pogue leaves McNeil by himself. There's one of those crossing routes we told you about. It's caught at the 39. That was a nice catch by Garrett because he knew he was going to pay the price, but hung on, got the first down for the Gators up to the, I thought he had it to the 39. They'll drop him back to the 37. But a good pitch and catch from McNeil to Garrett.
Yeah, really nice throw. And you're going to see Kenyon Walker going to check in, the senior, number 29. Going to give Pogue a spell.
Speaking of people checking in, Zay Foxworth, the freshman, getting a start at safety for the Tide. Going to take a shot over the top and in space, open and caught. Touchdown pass to Kason Thomas, an absolute beautiful pass from McNeil to Thomas. But there's a flag down. Let's see, are they going to pick the flag up?
Coach I think so.
Yeah, he does. That's what I was going to say, Rick. They're still excited about the touchdown, and so I think it will stand, and it will. They're going to say holding against the Tide. A touchdown will stand as McNeil let it go. Finds Thomas with a big throw, 63-yard touchdown pass from McNeil to Thomas. 14-13 as the Gators trying to get it to even. Eric Robinson going to kick it. Tide just didn't have anybody back there. Jamari Hathorn looked to be running one-on-one in coverage with Thomas, and Thomas had him by a step and a half, which is a mouthful because Jamari Hathorn can really run.
He just pulls away from him, and Thomas, as we mentioned, coming into the game with over 700 yards through the air, a lot of catches, 5 touchdowns. He's added to that total tonight.
And speaking of adding to the total, the PAT was perfect. Here even, 14-14, Rick, which has been a really entertaining ball game. Not exactly what we signed up for, to be too entertained on this Friday night. When you look at it, Gautier 3-5 on the year, 1-2 in district play. The Tide 7-1, a perfect 3-0 in district play. But it's been blow for blow here tonight, 14-14.
Yeah, and it kind of gets lost in the mix. They did 7 rushes, 113 yards. That's 16.1 per carry, but got a lot of that on that 95-yard run, but hasn't been able to do a whole lot else after that with this Gautier defense, and tackling very well, I'll say that.
And you look at it, Gautier had the least amount of points given up in district play through 3 ball games. They led in that category. So you knew they would be tough defensively. That flag's actually being now marked off at midfield. So you got to be careful because with this penalty yardage, it's enticing to try an onside kick, Rick, with a 10-yard head start here, kicking off at the 50 at midfield instead of the 40. The price isn't quite as steep if you don't get the onside. So I hope the Tide are kind of paying attention to that. I'm sure they are. We're even 14-14, 8:07 before our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. Let's see what this kick is off the foot of Robinson. And there it is, onside try, and great job by Colin Igana. Big defensive lineman, fullback at times, may look like a shortstop there, just grabbed the short hop really easy, did Colin on that play. So no high drama on the onside kick. Colin doing just what he needed to do. And the Tide going to start at their own 39 with this drive. Tide have a touchdown run, the big run that Rick just talked about, 95-yarder by Zay Dennis. Also have a touchdown run by Jamari Hathorn. That was a 9-yard variety. Gators just hooked up on a long pitch and catch from McNeil to Thomas. See what the Tide can do from their own 39. Here's a give. That was Jordan Hathorn, who they had slipped into fullback position, but nothing going, Rick. Going to be just to the line of scrimmage, and we'll do it again. 2nd and 10. Been a few of those plays with no yardage at all over there in your spreadsheet.
Yep, had several of those tonight. Too many that we want to count. Clock going to continue to run. Would love to see the Maroon Tide use all of it, take it into the half, up 21-14.
If they did, it would be 7:30 they would have burned, and then some, as we're at the 7:30 mark. Kane McKinley at the wing over on the left side. Here's a pitch to Zay Dennis trying to go off that left side. This is going to be about a 5-yard loss, Rick. 4 or 5-yard loss off the left side, depending on where they spot it down. McKinley had gone from right to left to get over to that left wing position. The run tried to follow that activity, and it was just absolutely blew up at the point of attack. You had a backer come in and just defeat everybody in that area from the Tide standpoint. And now 3rd and 14, been here a few times already tonight. I've put it in reverse back to the 36. Will be snapped there. Colt Robertson's rolled out. He's looking to throw. Will take a shot, and it is picked off at the 46-yard line. A flag after the fact, but it's picked off at the Tide 46. I think the play will stand. A good break on the football. It was real similar to the break the Tidesman made earlier in Cam Quinn. Just a really nice interception here by the defensive back. Broke off the hip in front of the football and made a nice interception for the Gators. Good defensive play and a nice break on the football. That was Walker making a good play for Gautier. 14-14. Gautier going to take over and have a nice run here to start this drive. Had good field position to start with, Rick, and now have added to it with a really good run, as that was a good run once again by Pogue. Right at the 40-yard line. Going to set up now 2nd and 3 from there, from the Tide 40.
Nice pickup. Gautier comes out, puts it on the ground, stays in bounds, trying to run some of that clock themselves.
Yeah, 6:30 to go here in the half. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 long wide receiver to the left of this formation. McNeil gets it out of his hands quickly. It's bobbled, but then caught. A great show of concentration there by Kaysen Thomas. You deflect the ball right there, Rick, your ribs have to seize up. You think you're about to get smoked, but instead, concentration allowed him to stay with it. And a good catch. Why wouldn't you measure this, Rick? They have the stick on top of the stick. There's no way they know if this is a first down. It's 3rd, and what are they going to say? I mean, how do they know? Yeah. Now they're going to wave the sticks forward, but say it's 4th down. Stop it, White Hat. The sticks are a mess. You can't run the play, and they have without the sticks being organized. 35 up to the 34 before a great individual stop there by Darius Fortenberry.
Wow, that was something. And tell you that the play before, Clay, I was looking back at the replay, and boy, Nolan Wilson was held horribly and then tackled at the end of the play. Should have been a flag there, none given.
And, Rick, they snapped that without the stick set or anything in order. So they're guessing at this point. Ball at the 33-yard line of the Tide. McNeil looking to throw to the right. Now he's under pressure. Lets it go late, and it's caught up to the 26. That was a brilliant Late throw by McNeil, and maybe an even better catch. Coming back and making that play, and that catch was Tubbs. Ashawn Tubbs with another good grab.
Yeah, we mentioned in our preview episode that McNeil had his best production last week. He seems to be following up with that tonight.
Yeah, he looks pretty comfortable. That's not what Cody Stagner was calling for, as this will be another first down after a 2-yard run. Only needed 1, but got 2. That was Walker, the senior back, picking up the first down. You know, Cody Stagner called for a dirty uniform for McNeil to be hit. I don't have us for a sack unless you can tell me about one.
No sacks. And boy, there's chippiness now to a high level after every play. I think the referees need to get a hold of this thing before it gets nasty.
1st and 10 from the Tide 25, 14-14. Here's McNeil, got a guy, wide open, caught at the 6, easily in for a score, as that will make it 20-14, as wide open and caught. That was Steele, who found himself, Rick, I'm talking about uncovered. Not a Tidesman within 15 yards of Steele.
Going to be a 28-yard touchdown pitch and catch between McNeil and Steele. And, yeah, you said it, man. He was running wide open.
Wow. McNeil to Steele. Gets Gautier on top, 20-14, 4:55 to go. The PAT is good. Don't want to get into a kicking match with them. Even as good as Cruz is, Robinson doesn't miss either. He is prolific for them in their kicking game. He's proved to be that way tonight. 21-14. And McNeil, you don't want a 15-year-old kid, Rick, to start feeling really good about himself. And that's where he is. They think a lot of themselves anyway if they're any kind of athlete at that age.
Yep.
He played pretty good besides the turnovers a week ago. He's played really well tonight. He's given us one, but he's also made some really good throws, and we've helped him. I'm not really good, Rick, but I think I can make that throw that he just made. There wasn't a guy within the same time zone as Steele on that last catch.
Yeah, and I think we probably could have scored on that play as well, as old as we are, because there was nobody to catch you.
Mercy. 21-14. Ty going to have to figure it out. Here's Hathorn's got it at the 22. Open him up some space and let him run. Will not. Great tackle at the 29. What a good individual effort that was by Caden Jones. Jones did well. He's got Jamari at the 29. That's where the Tide will go to work. Tide going to have to respond here, Rick. The Gators feeling really good about themselves, and why not lead it 21-14.
Yeah, you can see that
4:49 to go.
That momentum swing is big now. Everyone's playing a lot harder, but good news is Maroon Tide got 4 minutes and 49 seconds to get some points here. You'd love to go up even now. Going to be having to kick the ball off to start the second half.
Yeah, that's a good point, as Gautier would love to be able to do that, right? Get a quick 3 and out, maybe score again, and then get it after the half. See what Mr. Dennis has to say about it. Not much on this one, as he'll be tackled back at the 25. Whatever they're doing at the point of attack, Rick, they have a secondary player that's either outnumbering us or just winning on the fullback block or something on that play, as they have really come up and spiked Dennis 3 or 4 times on this play right here. As it's going to be a 5-yard loss, going to make it 2nd and 15 back to the 25 of the Tide.
Yeah, that's the same player, Caden Jones, number 25, listed as a cornerback, outside linebacker.
Here's a potential throw. Colt Robertson going to fling it downfield to Jordan Hathorn. Hathorn trying to come back and turn himself into the defender. There's a flag down. Rick, that may go against Jordan Hathorn for offensive pass interference, which you never see in high school football, but we're going to get a break here, in my opinion, Rick. If we get this call, I'll just say it, I think that's a bit of a break from the Tide perspective, as Jordan really did a good job of coming back, not allowing the defensive back, who was in excellent coverage, to catch that football. That was Kingston McNeil, the brother of or cousin of, what did the gentleman tell us before?
That's his
the
brother, yeah.
Brother, and really good coverage.
Yeah, he was in good coverage, but it's a defensive flag because if you can't get back to the ball, you're drawing the contact there.
We'll agree to disagree.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Tide. We'll certainly take it. Moves it to the 40 for the Maroon Tide. Here's Dennis trying to go off that left side, Rick. They've been good over there, though, have the Gators. Able to get maybe a yard, but that's it. Say 2nd and 9, just advanced it a couple yards. So let's say 2nd and 8, Rick. I'll give him 2 there to the 42. 21-14. Gautier on top of our Tide. 3:30 left before the half. I do see your point, though. There wasn't really a route back to the football for Hathorn. Here's a give to the just mentioned Jordan Hathorn. He was set up at the wing, and look at the strong legs of Hathorn, able to kind of back his way to the 48 of the Tide. Gain of 6, set up 3rd and 1.
That's about a hard-fought 6-yard run, as you'll see.
Yeah, we're really having to work here tonight, Rick. There's no doubt about that, my friend. Nothing's really come easy. So over on the left hatch, see what the Tide do with it. Illett going to be the wide receiver to the bottom of your screen. Up top, that's Jordan Hathorn. Tide moved early. Wow. Had him 3rd and short, and we moved. 3rd time tonight, Rick, we've had a pre-snapper for a penalty and put us in reverse. That doesn't count what's happened after the snaps. We've had 2 touchdowns wiped off the boards after the whistle's gone. But pre-snap will kill you, Rick.
Yep, that's not good.
It's not.
That is penalty number 6 for the Maroon Tide.
And it takes it 3rd, and like we can live 3rd and 2 all night
right.
against anybody. And now you go 3rd, 7, or 8, it gets a bit dicey. I mean, that's the reality of that pre-snap and those short yardage situations. Junior James up top, wide receiver for the Tide. That's Jordan Hathorn over on the left wing. Here's a stretch-type play before the pitch is made, and Tide have the 1st down. Good job there by Zay Dennis. Going to be run out of bounds at about the 48. That's right where he needed to get. Gets it to the 48 of Gautier, just beyond the sticks. Move those chains. Big run there by Dennis. A bit of a different look here, Rick. You describe the power here, or if that's even what this is called, as Colt really got out more of an option-type look before he pitched it to Zay Dennis.
Yeah, really nice design there, and I like that. I mean, Colt's athletic enough to get out and make those type of plays for the Maroon Tide.
2 minutes to go before our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. They're asking for a reset of the play clock. A lot of jawing going on, Rick, between this unit. You look at both of these teams kind of head back to the sidelines. Gautier walks towards us. We're a lot bigger than them.
Yep.
And they've kind of played above their skis so far, leading the Tide 21-14.
Yeah, really.
So there's a timeout on the field.
Really
21-14, Tide on top.
Big size difference for sure.
1:57 before the break. Is that what you see, Rick? I mean, I'm looking at it. We have the rosters in front of us. We kind of talked about it on the way down, but in some spots we're pretty big line for high school. Cody's not happy, I don't think, with this crew. Amongst other things, probably at this point. That may be 2nd or 3rd on the not happy with list, but
they can't get this clock right either. I think that's a problem.
I mean, there was 7 seconds that I kind of talked about that was between a touchdown and an extra point when we had Jacob Nixon at the time laying on the ground hurt, which is good news. Jacob Nixon is back in there at the center position for the Tide. 1st and 10, ball at the 49 of Gautier after the timeout. Colt Robertson looking to throw. He's got a guy at about the 20, incomplete at about the 16-yard line. Pretty well thrown football out there to Fortenberry. Fortenberry just unable to grab it. Ricky Whitaker at about the 16-yard line.
A lot of contact from the cornerback.
Yep, no flag on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. I like the shot taken here as Rick's getting a chance to look at the Diamond Productions monitor here. He doesn't like it either time, huh, Rick?
Nope.
That was 21 in coverage. You think he got there earlier against Fortenberry?
Yeah, he got there early.
That was Demetrius Kimball. He's 5'10", 160 for the Gators. 2nd and 10. There's that same type option pitch, and it's allowed Dennis to get the corner again. First down for the Tide. Up to the 35 for Zay Dennis. Even our PA guy said an option play off to the left. It certainly has that look, Rick.
It does.
I'm not sure that Colt actually has the option to keep it, but he gives a look that he does. And
yeah, nice design. I like it.
I do too. It gives that tailback, a few yards head start of making a corner, and it makes an end or at least one of these guys just flying up against Dennis check up, right? Because you've got to respect, you've already mentioned Colt Robertson, an athletic kid. He signed to play baseball for Mississippi Gulf Coast. Congratulations to him, by the way.
It's working. Had picked up 10 yards the first time they did it and then got 13 on that play.
Here's a give to Zay Dennis off the left side. Gobbled up and stopped right at the line of scrimmage, Rick. Brady Robertson checking in with us. That's always good to have the Robertson brothers taking in the broadcast. And he's right. Gautier playing with a little bit of their chest out, right? I mean, they feeling pretty good about things here at their house, up 21-14. They've been in tight ball games.
Certainly
You've mentioned
have.
it, just a couple mistakes really away from being 3-0 in district play. 2nd and 10. Colts rolled out. He's going to take a shot and just a bit out of the reach of Mr. Wilkins, Ontario Wilkins, at about the 10, Rick. Just couldn't grab it. He had found himself pretty open. That was a nice play design and called at the right time. We just overshot Ontario Wilkins. If he catches it, he scores as the ball falls at about the 8-yard line. Ontario, unfortunately, was at about the 10 and just couldn't grab it.
Yeah, that's a one that Colt usually makes. He usually makes that one. I know he would like to have that one back.
3rd and 10. Another look at this option type play. This time, Dennis going to have to do it himself. He has, to the tune of the first down and more. Cut back and he'll score. What a run there by Zay Dennis. You hate to make it about an individual, but the heck with that. That was a Zay Dennis 35-yard touchdown run, Ricky Whitaker. Dead to rights right here by the sideline at the 30. Made 3 guys miss, and then another cut at about the 13-yard line. What a run there at just the right time for Mr. Dennis.
Great run there by Zay. Adding to his totals. He's had several negative plays tonight and some no yardage plays, but boy, he's broke some big ones too. And Maroon Tide did what we asked them to do almost. The clock was at 4:49. They took 4 minutes and 2 seconds of it. They go 70 yards. Not always pretty at time, but they get it done. And Zay goes in for his second touchdown of the night from 35 yards out to even this thing up here before the half.
Zay now with 18 rushing touchdowns on the year. He's got 2 through the air, Rick, so he's got an even 20 touchdowns on the season. And, Rick, when you look at it, you mentioned it. There's going to be some negatives, even some loss, but there's very few guys that make that run right there that Zay Dennis just made.
I think the defense thought he was going to go out of bounds to save the clock, and he just stops and kind of lulls them to sleep, makes a jump cut, and then turns on the Jets again. Beautiful run by Zay.
And a beautiful night being had by Dennis.
Yeah.
What's he up to, Rick?
13 for 170, 2 touchdowns, 13 yards per carry on the night. Maroon Tide offense as a whole, though, 22 rushes, 192 and 8.7 on the ground. That's good numbers, but we've certainly been seeing them in the double digits pretty consistently.
Cruz has hit this high-hanging kick again, and look at the return out to the 35. Midfield before run down by a combination of Edgar Cruz and Jamari Hathorn. And across midfield to the 45. That's where Gautier will set up shop. In a short field, Rick, you give some of that momentum just garnered.
Yep.
Right back with a big return. He's a really good football player, as Garrett. He's just a junior. Punts for this club's a great wide receiver, and he's a burner back there at the return spot. So a 45-yard field in front of Gautier here.
Really good blocking by the return team for Gautier. Just opened up a massive hole.
Yeah, you had a young man that had Grayson Alls planted at about midfield, well after the play. Two wide receivers to each side of the set. McNeil's going to toss it out to Pogue. It's caught back behind the line of scrimmage. And Alls did a good job of responding for that block. He was in back on this play. Good to see Grayson up and Adam after that block on the return.
Yep, and that last play there, that's what we need to see more of. I mean, look, you got a three-man front. You're going to get double-teamed if you're Nolan, but he got his hand up and almost got a piece of that ball.
Yeah, that's a good job by you kind of pointing out these angles as a former linebacker yourself. McNeil's drop back past midfield. There's the 4-star. Nolan Wilson's made a play. Good job by him, our first sack of the night. And, Rick, that was big because it's got the clock down to 16. It's got Gautier back in their own territory and really have them behind the sticks. Now with 10 seconds to go, 6 seconds, will they even snap it? Nope. That will close out the half. What a good play there by Nolan Wilson to get back there and make the play. What a half of football, Ricky Whitaker. We'll let you kind of describe it, 21-21 as we go to the break.
Yeah, it's been something, Clay. Punts on both of the opening drives for both teams, and then Picayune goes on their second drive, 95-yard touchdown by Zay Dennis, but Gautier answers. Keon McNeil has a 2-yard touchdown run. Picayune comes back. They punt again. Gautier can't do anything with it. It's intercepted by Cam Quinn, so we stay at even. Then Hawthorne goes in from 9 yards out to make it 14-7, and then a 63-yard touchdown pass from McNeil to Thomas. Knots it up at 14 apiece. Then we had another touchdown there by Zay Dennis right before the half. He goes in from 35 yards this time. That puts it 21-14. And then, of course, another really, really good throw by McNeil to a wide-open receiver for 28 yards. He hooks up with Steele. It's all knotted up at 21 here at the half.
Yeah, man, and we knew, look, you get a worthy opponent. They've already shown that. Even in their district losses have been so close. You get a back-against-the-wall opponent. You get a Halloween night. You get a senior night thrown in there for your opponent and the Gators, and all that's led up to a really good effort from both teams. 21-21, spirited effort from both clubs. McNeil, we're watching a young quarterback, Rick. This is a kid you'll probably be talking about for a while down here on the Gulf Coast because his goods, his highs as a ninth grader is why Coach High has allowed him to have these reps, to allow him to grow right before his job. You know, Coach High is not a dummy. This is a guy that can really coach football. He knows what he's looking at. This is a team, and Gautier competed for a state championship a year ago.
Yeah, and he does that. He's got a history of doing that exact thing. He started Caden Irving and Trey Irving off at the same age, so he's done this before. But you look at what Picayune's done, I think you got some questions to ask yourself at the half if you're the Maroon Tide defense. Do you stay with that three-man front? I think you almost kind of feel like you have to, but from Nolan, you got to stay, and the three-down linemen have to stay patient, keep their hands up. But we've seen Nolan before start out slow, and then a big play, he turns it on. Let's see if he can carry that out here in the second half. They're going to need that.
That was a big – you mentioned it right there in the term big, because Gautier, they started that drive 45-yard line without that sack. They're going and looking for points, and Wilson kind of closed it out, killed that spirit of looking for more with our first sack of the first half. Me and you talked about it on the way down. We thought we would see some big-time pass rush tonight. The play designs, you talked about a three-man front for the Tide. It just really hasn't been there, but that was a big one.
That was a big one, and you mentioned this early, so it's worth bringing up again. Talked about that dirty jersey from McNeil, clean for most of the half, but now he's felt it, right? Does he come out, and is he now starting to see ghosts? Right here on Halloween night, is he starting to look for Nolan Wilson? Nolan Wilson came all the way across, made a great play, never gave up on it. Going to need more of that here in the second half from the Tide defense.
Yeah, we'll see what we get here in the second half. We're Beginning our Animal Health Clinic halftime show, Ricky Whitaker going to steer the ship. I'll be back with him in just a moment. Darren Uzel out. What's the term you use, Rick?
Pastoral duties.
Pastoral duty. I put you on the spot. Look, if people watching on the booth cam, when I say, what's the term that you use? And then you look at me and you have used so many terms through the years. That was such a trick question for me to ask you that. But we'll return here after a 3-minute timeout on our Animal Health Clinic halftime show.
Diamond Productions is a premier live production company specializing in audio, lighting, video, content development, and production management. With an uncompromising attention to detail and a standard of excellence that exceeds expectations, we deliver seamless events that engage, inspire, and impress. At Diamond Productions, the bar isn't set for us, it's set by us.
Exotic Stone specializes in a variety of natural and manufactured stone and has proudly provided exceptional service, quality work, and low prices to the residents of Pearl River County and beyond for the past 17 years. They have 2 locations, 6895 Highway 11 in Carriere or 1171 Highway 90 in Bay St. Louis. Exotic Stones is ready to support all your commercial and residential projects. Give Angela Burmaster a call at 504-606-3170 or stop by one of their convenient locations to view their selection or to request a quote, and you'll be happy that you made Exotic Stones your choice.
Healthy pets, happy people, exceptional medicine, compassionate care. That's our motto at the Animal Health Clinic in Picayune. Located at 500 Kelly Road, we are equipped with the latest veterinary technology and provide a full menu of animal health services, including after-hours emergencies. Dr. Alan Smith invites you to join our clinic family by checking out our website at ahcpicayune.com or calling us at 601-799-1300.
Welcome into the Animal Health Clinic Picayune Maroon Tide halftime show. We are just getting into our halftime show here. Picayune is tied with the Gautier Gators here in Gautier, Mississippi, Vaughn Wallace Stadium by a score of 21-21. And if you're taking us in on the live stream, you are getting ready to view PMHS Marching Band. Tonight we welcome to the field the Maroon Tide Band. Directors are John Cockrell, Colton Powell, Brandon Hutchinson, DJ Carpenter, Lacey Sill, Patricia Milton, David Kersey, Cheryl Espino, and Kevin Whitlow. Tonight the band will perform a portion of their contest show titled The Castaways, followed by the dance team and the Maroon and Gray Memorial March under the direction of Dr. Kelly Bowler, Abby Montgomery, and Tabitha Stagner. The band is under the direction of drum majors Sam Min and Cadence Cecil. We hope you enjoy their performance tonight. Been a great game here if you're taking us in. Here, a very exciting first half. Tricks and treats on both sides of the ball. But Maroon Tide heavily penalized in this game. 6 accepted penalties on the night. Gautier's got 4. That's going to bring us up to 10 on the game here. So has it been pretty? A lot of chippiness, a lot of extracurricular stuff going on after the play. We hope the referees will step in and control that before we have any potentially people asked not to participate going forward, Clay Sweet. So got to get a hold of that.
Yeah, it's been, and you look at it, Rick, 2 holding penalties that were maybe questionable. I had a couple even questionable calls that went our way in that first half. So it's not like just bad for one half. We saw a ball get snapped before the sticks were even set. You can watch a lot of football and not see that taking place. And so maybe they'll be custodians of the game a little bit better there in the second half action. What a game it's been up to this point, Ricky Whitaker, 21-21 as we are in our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. When we return, we'll give you some scores around the way. We'll get you caught up on our first half action when we get back here in our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. It's Picayune and Gautier all tied up at 21 tonight here in Gautier.
Healthy pets, happy people, exceptional medicine, compassionate care. That's our motto at the Animal Health Clinic in Picayune. Located at 500 Kelly Road, we are equipped with the latest veterinary technology and provide a full menu of animal health services, including after-hours emergencies. Dr. Alan Smith invites you to join our clinic family by checking out our website at ahcpicayune.com or calling us at 601-799-1300.
Pit Lane Oil Change, located at 401 Highway 11 in Picayune, is a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the area for 15 years in the same location. They are a full-service oil change shop, servicing cars, trucks, and even servicing diesel trucks. Pit Lane is a Carfax top-rated service center. They offer new oil filter, air filter inspection, wiper blade inspection, power steering fluid top-off, check transmission fluid, coolant antifreeze top-off, and so much more. Their new hours are Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and closed on Saturdays. Stop by Pit Lane Oil Change today and let them be your personal pit crew. Exotic Stone specializes in a variety of natural and manufactured stone and has proudly provided exceptional service, quality work, and low prices to the residents of Pearl River County and beyond for the past 17 years. They have two locations, 6895 Highway 11 in Carriere or 1171 Highway 90 in Bay St. Louis. Exotic Stones is ready to support all your commercial and residential projects. Give Angela Burmaster a call at 504-606-3170 or stop by one of their convenient locations to view their selection or to request a quote, and you'll be happy that you made Exotic Stones your choice.
We certainly appreciate Angela and Kelly and their support of the Talking Ball Y'all podcast. If you're out there listening on the YouTube channel or taking it in, we need help for our 3 playoff games. State going to charge us $750 per game, so we're going to have to make that up. If you get with me this week, we'll throw in, of course, the Pearl River Central game that will be played Thursday night at Picayune, as that will be at Lee Triplett Stadium. That should be a lot of fun. Just some scores around the way as you have East Central and Van Cleve tied up. Getting these off of Coast Football, my buddy Matt's stats, in a way that he keeps us informed on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So getting these scores from him. Gulfport all over D'Iberville at 24-7 is that score. So Gulfport leads D'Iberville 24-7. You have, of course, this score, which he's doing a good job keeping up with. Jeremy Shesby running our Twitter page. He's retweeted that one as tied, of course, here, 21-21. A lot of games took place last night. Columbia was able to beat Poplarville in a really marquee game, one that was fun to take in. Jason Baker and our crew, that Poplarville crew, called it, and that was a strong Columbia effort. Poplarville got to be the best 3 seed that's going to be in the entire state, and so they'll go into the playoffs as a 3 seed. If you want to take in their playoff action, that will start next Friday night on the Picayune Physical Therapy Talking Ball Y'all app. After 1 quarter of play, it was Ocean Springs on top of Harrison Central, 14-0. Pascagoula, last score we have here, on top of Hancock, 14-0. So that's Pascagoula on top of Hancock, 14-0. Got to be careful with those Hawks, though. They're hard to put away, as you have Canan back there at the quarterback position. You never know exactly what can happen with him. You look back at this game between Gautier and Hancock, and what a thriller that was, a 28-27 ball game that Hancock was able to win. But inside of that game, Rick, you had these Gators give it to Hancock 4 times. And so through turnovers, through the quarterback play, the young freshman kind of making some mistakes, we've seen the good and the bad of what has been the year of Keenan McNeil so far, even here in this opening half against our Maroon Tide.
Yeah, we saw a lot of the good, though. Had an interception, but gave them back one as well. So, boy, McNeil's been good, and we've said it a lot already. He's going to continue to be good for a long time.
Oak Grove over Northwest Rankin 21-14 at that half. West Point all over New Hope. Team that we're so familiar with. It's always kind of cool to keep an eye on West Point, even though we're not in the same classification together. I guess those two teams will forever be linked regardless of classification. Look at this score. Speaking of classification and linked together, Hattiesburg all over West Jones, 27-6. That has implications further down the road potentially, Rick, when you look at Hattiesburg leading that one 27-6 over West Jones. Eventually, the Tide keep playing. I really believe one of these two are going to keep playing, and it's the year for that region to host. And so I would just kind of think eventually the Maroon Tide. What does Grubby say at the home games? He says, load up that old El Camino. I think there'll be some El Caminos headed up the road, and it will go in the direction of Hattiesburg or West Jones, I think, before this one's all said and done. But Hattiesburg at the moment all over West Jones, 27-6. To update a score, Ocean Springs on top of Harrison Central, 28-0 at this point.
And Clay, stay on that same side of the other side of our district. I don't know if you gave a Terry George County game score, but Terry up 14-10 over the George County Rebels. That's another game. That's a couple of teams that could maybe decide the 3 or 4 spot. And George County hanging in pretty good with Hattiesburg last week. Hattiesburg pulled away. They were tied at one point. Hattiesburg pulled away late. But, boy, surprising there that Hattiesburg dominating over West Jones like they are.
We'll take one more timeout, but before we do, the score kind of closest to us in a bunch of ways. It's our opponent, of course, next week. We've got a crew calling the game, and Jeff Lossett, Caden Smith, and Ethan Lossett. A PAT extends the Pearl River Central lead against Long Beach to 42-14. That's with 2:04 left. Ty got 42 last week in a complete ball game. Pearl River Central with a bit of a statement there, having 42 at this point, an explosive output on the scoreboard. You don't know if that's all coming by way of the offense or not, by just a score, but what an impressive score that is at the half, 42-14. As we'll take another 3-minute timeout, we'll come back, conclude the Animal Health Clinic halftime show, and we'll have your second half action in just a moment.
At Planet Home Lending, you are more than just another transaction. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a veteran using VA benefits, or buying a secondary home, they have a home loan program that fits your needs. Planet Home Lending proudly serves Picayune and Pearl River County with FHA home loans, VA loans, USDA housing loans, and more. Give Melissa Rubel a call at 601-276-5058 or stop by their office located at 219C Telly Road in Picayune. Planet Home Lending will get you home.
Go visit Heron Ford, located on Memorial Boulevard in Picayune, Mississippi. They are your proud local Ford Lincoln dealer. Whether you're looking for a used car or a new car, or if you have service needs, visit Herring Ford, once again located on Memorial Boulevard in Picayune, Mississippi.
Healthy pets, happy people, exceptional medicine, compassionate care. That's our motto at the Animal Health Clinic in Picayune. Located at 500 Kelly Road, we are equipped with the latest veterinary technology and provide a full menu of animal health services, including after-hours emergencies. Dr. Alan Smith invites you to join our clinic family by checking out our website at ahcpicayune.com or calling us at 601-799-1300.
A lot goes into powering this community. That's why your Touchstone Energy Cooperative wants you to know we've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge we honor every day. From our member service representatives to our linemen and those making sure the power you use is there when you need it. We've got you. Always.
Brought to you by Coast Electric, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
We are back here, folks. Gautier Band finishing up their set here at our Animal Health Clinic halftime show. Got about a couple minutes left before we start this second half. Expecting it to be a good one, 21-21. We're all knotted up here at Vaughn Wallace Stadium in Gautier, Mississippi. It's been a pretty exciting first half and looking for much of the same here in the second half. We'll go back and take a look briefly at Mr. Darren's scoring predictions here. We've had him pick some college football games the last couple of weeks. Going to come in 5-5 overall into this week's matchup. So look at what he did last week. He took Oklahoma. Ole Miss took that game. He picked on Vandy. Vandy won. Texas A&M took care of LSU. His upset alert should have been an upset alert, but State blows a 17-point fourth-quarter lead and could not pull off the upset against Texas. And Stanford, another one. That was his upset pick, where Chris Davis is right now. Couldn't get it done against Miami, but a very, very good game. So we'll take a look at this week, see if he can get his record past that 5-5 mark. Mr. Uziel is going to take number 18 ranked Oklahoma to beat Tennessee. Tennessee ranked number 14. He's going to take 24th ranked Utah over Cincinnati. And he is picking Nebraska. Pretty good Nebraska team, 6-2 overall, I believe, is their record, to pull the upset over number 23 USC. He's going to go with SMU, Bold Pony Express Group, to upset Miami. That's his upset pick this week. And staying with our theme that we've had for our Picayune alma mater players that have moved on to play collegiate football, going to pick Dartmouth versus Harvard this week. And he's going to take Dartmouth. Nike Ratcliffe, young man that we loved a lot, not just how he played, but just a great kid, fun to watch, fun to be around, always smiling. Mr. Nike Ratcliffe getting that Ivy League degree, playing for the Dartmouth Big Green. So that is Mr. Uzel's picks for this week, and we will have the results for you at our next Animal Health Clinic halftime show here pretty soon. We're going to take one more long time out. We come back, we'll have second half action for you on the backside of these commercial breaks. Clay Sweet going to be back at the controls. You're listening to Picayune Football, brought to you by the Talking Ball Y'all Media Group. 21-21. Hang around, folks. Going to be a spooky second half.
Looking to buy or sell your land, home, or commercial property in Pearl River County? Then it's time to call the hometown experts at Valente Real Estate. Our friendly local team is here to make sure your real estate dreams come true with personalized home searches, expert guidance, and flexible property showings that work around your schedule. From the first showing to the final signature, we're right by your side, making sure your experience is smooth, stress-free, and right on time. At Valente Real Estate, we believe in more than just closing deals. We build lasting relationships, one happy client at a time. So whether you're ready to find your dream home or sell your current property, visit us at 109 North Main Street in downtown Picayune, or give us a call at 601-799-3477. Valente Real Estate, where your next chapter begins.
Protecting your personal belongings is a basic human instinct. You've worked hard for what you have. At Executive Storage, we are dedicated to providing you true, secure storage options and peace of mind. With 2 convenient locations to choose from, you can trust us to protect your personal, family, and business assets. Give us a call today at 601-798-4000 and let us help you protect your most prized possessions.
Looking to buy or sell your land, home, or commercial property in Pearl River County? Then it's time to call the hometown experts at Valente Real Estate. Our friendly local team is here to make sure your real estate dreams come true with personalized home searches, expert guidance, and flexible property showings that work around your schedule. From the first showing to the final signature, we're right by your side, making sure your experience is smooth, stress-free, and right on time. At Valente Real Estate, we believe in more than just closing deals. We build lasting relationships, one happy client at a time. So whether you're ready to find your dream home or sell your current property, visit us at 109 North Main Street in downtown Picayune or give us a call at 601-799-3477. Valente Real Estate, where your next chapter begins.
Halftime still going on here as the 6A kind of state champion, I guess, band from Gautier is putting on a show. You win a state championship, Rick, from a band category. You blow right through that halftime clock. Rick, it gives us a chance before we go back taking any kind of scores or update just to honor the passing of a Maroon Tide legend. Both on the basketball court, football side of things. Sylvester Stubbs, a guy who, man, I was thinking back in my senior year. I'm not sure there's a day that me and Fat Man didn't communicate in some way. And so a tremendous loss for the Maroon Tide Nation. This week, his services, some part of that services took place this evening. Of course, weren't able to get there because of this. My son has soccer, the other portion of the services taking place tomorrow. But, man, just a huge loss personally, Rick. I know you thought a lot of, we call him Fat Man, Sylvester Stubbs. I know you thought a lot of him, and he wore the jersey number 5, and that's just a special image of basketball-wise, Rick. And I know you knew him more on the football side of things, but there wasn't a dribble, a pass that when he was on the court, man, that he didn't make tough. And he was truly a competitor. Head coach for Southern Miss, Coach Ladner, who, of course, was the head coach of Stanislaus, reached out on Facebook. You can go read those comments. But, boy, what he said, and now this is a Division I basketball coach at this point, but he remembered Sylvester very well and had a high compliment to pay about his competitive spirit. You know, you hear that said a lot. He had a different kind of motor when it came to competing, and just a special heart. So wanted to honor Fat Man when we had a chance during this broadcast.
Yeah, I think that's a great call there, Clay. And, yeah, you knew him on the basketball court, was a teammate of mine on the football field, heck of an athlete. Great hands, played great defense, and I tell you what he did, and you've mentioned this before, from a basketball standpoint, when other people couldn't understand a play or a formation, he was the guy that you called on to rally everybody and explain it to them.
Yeah, he was that guy, and a loyal, just incredible friend, and that's, you know, of course, the off the court or off the field stuff matters the most. But Fat Man was you've got Kentucky and Auburn, 2 alumni, Waller and Didell, hooking up along with some of the others that I know that you must have mentioned while I was away, Rick. You must have had a Nike kind of section there, and so the kickoffs happened here. We could do our own little podcast there.
Yeah.
We'll have to get back to the live action.
Yeah, and we'll certainly get to those guys down the road, too. It was Dartmouth versus Harvard this week was our Picayune alumni pick. And, had a shout-out to Mr. Ratcliffe. Certainly enjoyed those 2 young men as well. And
here's another play by Wilson. A tackle for a loss is Nolan Wilson. You talked about the momentum potentially of that play, that sack to end the half, and boy, did Wilson carry it over. It was a decent return to about the 25-yard line for Gautier, but they've gone in reverse. Nolan with back-to-back plays from scrimmage with tackles for a loss. He adds to that total, does the 4-star. Here's the freshman. He's looked to the right, back to the center. It's caught 25-30, up to the 35, and a blatant face mask as Zay Richardson got into the face mask of Tubbs after the catch. So it'll be a free 15. That's really, Zay was just trying to make a tackle over on this near sideline and got too high with it. It's going to be a personal foul, face mask. And so just like that, Rick, this is McNeil being calm, had taken a tackle for a loss, had Gautier, had him backed up. Now he makes the completion, the face mask after the fact, going to move it down the field, going to get it all the way to midfield now for the Gators. So they're coming out feeling good about themselves quickly after this completion and personal foul penalty.
Yeah, you mentioned it, man. Nolan dominant again, just eating up the play. Picayune, though, going back to a 4-man rush. I like that. And
right in the lap of Alls. Threw a strike to 7, and he just didn't squeeze it, Rick. That was going to be a pick for Grayson. Grayson upset with himself. A young player, just a sophomore. He's got on those pink gloves, and it went right between those 2 pink gloves and didn't squeeze it. And then a penalty after the fact here, Rick, that's going to be offsetting. So some extracurriculars, you keep pointing it out.
After every play.
Yep, you keep pointing out. You're calling for the white hat to get it under control. I'm going to tell you a secret. That's not the way. Offsetting penalties are a do-over in the backyard. Nobody cares. If it offsets, nobody's feelings are hurt. That's not the way to get it under control. 2 wides to the left, 2 to the right. It is now 2nd and 11 after the offsetting penalties. McNeil has rolled to his right. Now he's going to look for a gap to run. Kind of just rolled straight back and drifted just maybe a step or 2 to his right before he tried to get what he can out of it. Yeah. He ran into Mitchell Smith about a yard into that scramble, so now it's going to bring up a 3rd and 9.
Does a nice job of stepping up in the pocket. They had him corralled pretty well. I like the 4-man look from the Maroon Tide defense, but he escapes and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep, that's a good call by you. You were looking for that extra man on the defensive front. You see it. McNeil's rolled to the right and thrown it incomplete at about the 38 over the head of Garrett. So Tide gave up a little bit of yardage, probably about 25 when you factor in the penalty, but did not break and are going to force a punt. Haven't had a lot of these. You've had the scoring drives, of course, for Gautier to get it to 21 and then a pick. So we've only seen Garrett twice tonight back in this punt formation. What he does to you, though, he scares you to death, Rick. I'm not sure ever that he's going to punt it. He's that kind of athlete. He can really move. He's called for it back at the 37. He will indeed punt it, end-over-end punt. Not a great hop for Gautier. Tide going to take over at the 21-yard line after it's killed there by Millender. Good job once again by this Tide defense. Coming out of the locker room, gave up some yardage, Rick, but didn't give up any points. Got the football back pretty quickly. That was only a minute and a half that Gautier was able to burn before having to punt it away to the Tide.
Yeah, that's been our best drive on the night there. I think you got to go all the way back to the first drive when we went 3 and out, that the Maroon Tide defense was able to get off the field that quickly.
Yep, that was Garrett, I guess, his other appearance. I only had to punt it twice tonight, have the Gators. 21-21, 10:30 to go here in the third quarter. First drive of the night in the second half for the Tide. Going to be a give to Zay Dennis. Dennis just going to spin and turn, get his body forward for 5 yards. Going to be now 2nd and 5. Had to wait and see where they were going to spot this thing down. They will give him a 5-yard gain up to the 26. It's been a heck of a football game, Ricky Whitaker. Maybe a bit more than we bargained for here on this Halloween night.
Yeah, Maroon Tide can make a statement here if they can get points on the board. Defense is feeling pretty good about themselves. And
instead, I believe we're going to go backwards. 4th, by my count, pre-snap penalty. Nixon and the rest of the line, Jacob Nixon, our center, not on the right count. And so Tide going to move early for the 4th time tonight offensively, cost themselves 5 yards. And against a pretty stingy defense, Rick, all these yardage pre-snap
playing
matters.
Really good.
Yeah.
Seven penalties on the night for the Maroon Tide. Gautier got 5 on their own, so been a lot of that.
2nd and 10 now after you back it up. Here's that option-type look out to Zay Dennis. Look at this cut he makes at about the 25, gets him to the 27. Really nifty cut there by Dennis. But guess what, Rick? If you don't move early, that's a 1st down. But instead now you face a 3rd and 4.
Yeah. And Gautier's doing a really good job. The angles they're taking at the linebacker spot's really good. And when you run that sweep play that we say the A-gap in between the guard and the center, the backside, center turns his head play side. That backside's open. If you can get in there, you can prevent that cutback. That time, a little slow getting there, and Zay's able to make them pay.
Colt Robertson, the quarterback, going to call his own number, but stood up and stuffed. Only going to be able to get a yard or 2. So look at this, Rick. These defenses that didn't look great at times in the first half have both gotten 3 and outs to start their second half play. 8:45 to go in the third quarter. Ty going to have to punt it away. Pearl River Central all over Long Beach, 49-14. We appreciate Leanne Smith. Fake punt. Alds tries to go straight ahead. He's not going to have it, Rick. He's going to be 2 yards short. Ty down there indicating that we got it. I don't know how. It'd take a tremendous spot from our behalf for us to have it. I hope I'm wrong, but he looks 2 yards short from up here.
The offense is coming out on the field, and we've seen some bad spots tonight. Gautier has been victim to some bad spots.
Boy, if we get a spot here, I'd certainly take it. I thought he was stopped at the 30. Where's the football, Rick? They have it laying at the 30. There's not a way that he got it, I don't believe. And if he didn't, boy, you talk about a short field. They're going to pull the sticks out and look. This will be interesting, right? And this is big. Tied at their own 30.
The line of gain to be around the 32.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be close, but I've been wrong so much. Let's see. Hoping I'm wrong here. Yeah, I'm not. Gautier very happy, about 1.5 yards short. Wow. Good grief, Rick. We're going to give it to him at the 30. 21-21, 8:32. Don't hate the play call. You're trying to pump some life into your group. You don't want to give it to Gautier right off the bat here in the second half, so you go for it. But there just wasn't a surge. There was nowhere for Alds to go. And so Gautier going to have a very short field. Now, this is a spot to put a mark by, right? What results out of this? Do the Tide stiffen and kind of make it just go away, or does Gautier cash in a big opportunity here at even 21-21, 8:32 to go here in the third? It's a give to Pogue. Pogue under pressure by Scott. He did a good job of finishing off the run as Fortenberry got over here and gave help to Amari Scott. It's going to be a minimal gain, Rick, maybe a couple yards off to the left side, but there's a flag that comes out as well. What did they see? Here's the white hat. He saw a face mask against the Tide. Another big penalty, and boy, look at the wide receiver nearest to us. That's Garrett, kind of one of their leaders, motioning and having some fun with the Tide. They are feeling really, really frisky tonight in this cool weather, are the Gators.
Yeah, I mean, that extra man is helping out in the run game, but we've got to get more support up quicker on that play. Bring that attack to Pogue.
2nd and 3 after the penalty yardage is marked off. Gautier has it at the Tide 22. Option look, pitch to Pogue, all kinds of room. 10-5. Oh, dump truck one of our guys at the 5. He'll score. Good grief, Rick. He knocked one of our gentlemen from the 4 into the end zone, did Pogue like a speed bump. There's a flag here after the fact, of course. But at the moment, the touchdown will stand. I think it's going to be well after the fact, but what a physical run to it. Into the run by Pogue.
Yeah, really good run there by him. Going to look to be, a 29-yard run for a touchdown?
Yep, and Poe continues his nice night. We'll wait the point after. I think the penalty yardage will probably go against the Tide and go on the kickoff. So you'll probably have to field another onside kick. That's looking forward, though. At the moment, Tide trail at 27-21 as we await the point after. Robinson just about automatic. He's a lot like Cruz in the kicking game for Gautier. He's good. As we await our diamond production point after. Both teams have faced and forced 3 and outs. The only difference, the Tide chose to fake a punt. Were unable to get it. And 30 yards later, after a 30-yard field in front of him, Gautier cashes in. We said put an X by it, put a mark by it. Credit Coach High and his group. They made good with a risky choice and poor execution from the Tide standpoint. Just didn't get the fake block blocked well enough to make it work. And then Gautier cashes it in, lead this one 28-21.
Yeah, Pogue, not touched. First contact was down near the goal line. Just a lot of open space for him on a pitch play.
Yeah, he had a full-on head of steam, didn't he? We had a defensive back come up at about the 4 or 5 to try to greet him. But Pogue was well in motion by then, and he used his whole 175 against our defensive back. Put him back into the blue, this painted blue end zone, and that was kind of a statement run. And look at Gautier on top of our Tide, 28-21.
And we're anticipating an onside kick here. Got everybody up.
Yep, because of that penalty yardage, Rick. That's about 10 assessed penalties against the Tide. And instead, they're going to line drive kick it. Jamari's going to catch it at the 37. Hathorn just lowers his head. That's a physical play by Jamari to go get 2 extra yards. He's sick of Gautier. He's sick of everything after the play. He lowered his head and went and got 3 or 4 tough yards. Then I mean that in a good way. That's nothing against Gautier. Hey, look, he lowered his head and went and got what he could out of the end. That's the kind of attitude you're going to need the Tide to show in the second half as Jamari gets it up to the 47. That's where the Tide will start. On this drive, it was a good coverage play. Jamari just got what he could out of it. If I'm Coach Stagner, I'm going to try to get it in Jamari's hands a bit more with that kind of attitude that he finished that run off with. Zay Dennis off to the left, no gain. Tried to go off to the left side, absolutely defeated at the point of attack. Once again was our offensive line trying to block their defensive line. 96 and 98 have had big nights for Gautier. They've done well.
That's their tackle for a loss guy. 96 came in. That's going to be
Landon
junior.
Beasley, yeah.
Landon Beasley came in with 10 tackles for a loss.
Guess what? Tide going to have another penalty, Rick. At some point, it's going to cost the Tide. We may be at that point. We're up around the 10 or 11 penalties against the Tide. As you had something after the fact, after the play, and you go in reverse. We're going to set up. Look at this, Rick. They're marching the Tide all the way back to the 33-yard line, a 15-yarder against the Tide. Going to bring up second so long here. Tide needs something good to happen rather quickly. There's still plenty of time left in the game. It's not that. It's just momentum continues to walk away from us, indeed. Here's Colt Robertson looking to throw us the wheel route. Double coverage to Zay Dennis. He made a smart play by not throwing it to Dennis, just getting what he could off to the right side. But they were ready for that. They had 2 guys on Zay Dennis, and so Colt just took what he could off the right side instead of throwing into that double team. That would have been a pick. The result of the plays probably going to go down to a sack. Not sure that Colt got back to the line of scrimmage. Probably about a half-yard short of that. You've got A.K. Burnett. It looks like cramping, I hope. It's kind of a cool night for that, but he's shaking up. Tell me what you see different than what I described there, Rick. I think we were trying to get Dennis on a wheel, but he looked pretty well guarded.
Yeah, we call that the old pass 50 and up, where he runs out and then goes up the field, and he was covered well. I think Colt did the right thing to pull it down and run with it, but just really good pursuit by the Gautier defense. And are we going to back up even further?
There was a lot going on after the play. I didn't see a flag. Nope, it still rests at the 31. But, boy, it is third and very long, Rick. Let's do the math on it. That gets you 19, then 29. Third and 29 here for our Tide. 2 wide receivers to the top. Just they'll give to the back, Zay Dennis, for maybe a yard or two. Tide going to be forced to punt again up to their 33, and that's it. Going to bring on Alds in this punt unit. Boy, Gautier drew up some stuff at the half, Rick. They look good defensively here in the first half of this third quarter.
Yeah, they do. Relentless on defense.
Gotten a Tide off the field twice. Once by a turnover on downs on a fake punt. Doubt the Tide would fake this one. Alds has it at his 23. Kind of a pop-up type punt.
Here's the thing, too, Clay. You look at Zay's numbers, 16 rushes, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns. But if you take away the 65-yard run, if you take away the 95-yard run and the 35-yard run for a touchdown, that's 183 minus 130. He'd have 53 yards on the night.
Yep, and then we hit a punt that doesn't get the first down. Gautier going to set up shop. Punt was a bit of a pop-up and then took a bad Tide hop. It's been that kind of night, and so Gautier going to set up at the 49 after a 16-yard punt. See what the Tide can do. Short field once again for Gautier. Here's a different look too, Rick. Bunch off the side for the wide receivers. And McNeil has slithered through, something he doesn't do often, and you can see he doesn't want to get hit even right there. Kind of scampers out of bounds. He's smart. He's just going to get 5 or 6, but he doesn't take a big hit, and he slides out of bounds. He's a smooth player, is this freshman McNeil.
Yeah, I mentioned to you, and I know he draws a lot of Irving comparisons, but that young Deuce Knight comparison, he could do that too. He could slip through a pocket, climbs the pocket. Well, he's getting better at that.
2 wide receivers to each side. Gets it out of his hands quickly, and it's called. Dancing the near sideline is Garrett once again. Going to be close to the yardage needed for the first down, and will be. Has it to the 40. They'll say move the sticks. I thought on the far side, but hold the phone here, Rick. They're going to say 3rd and half a yard. So once again, the chain gang and the white hat not on the same page. 3 wide receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Pogue the back off the left hip of McNeil. 6:10 to go in the third quarter. Gautier leads the Tide 28-21. Sidearm type throw and a beauty. Going to be caught and advanced. Went down with that little kind of shortstop slot off the sidearm to Tubbs. Tubbs catches it, advances it. First down, ball at the now 30-yard line of the Tide. What a nifty throw that was. Kind of Mahomes-esque right there.
Yeah, gets a really, really nice block from the other wide receiver to set that edge for him.
That was a good throw from a sidearm slot. And here's back to the run with Pogue. Pogue goes 4 yards forward to the 26. Look at all the stuff after the play.
Every single play, and they have done nothing.
And Mitchell Smith in defensively to try to help this Tide defense. That was a wide receiver in Cam Quinn, I believe, after the fact there. And it will back it up to the 36 and make it 1st and 15. So we must have missed a flag there, Rick, and they marched it back rather quickly.
They signaled false start on Gautier.
Okay.
It was a late flag, though, that come in.
Which is interesting, right, with a false start. 3 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. He'll now motion his back out Pogue. He goes to him. It's incomplete. I think that's a live football, Rick. Nope. I think he threw that pass backwards. They'll say incomplete. You can look at the Diamond Productions monitor here, Rick, but they've gone to it so many times where they throw it out in the flats, but it's almost a backwards pass. So I think they got away with one there, as it almost had to be a backwards pass. 2nd and 15, ball at the 36 of the Tide. See if the Tide can get off the field or make something happen defensively when you've got them in a 2nd and 15. McNeil going to roll to his right. It's on the far sideline. Going to throw a completed pass up to the 31. There's 2 flags out on this play. It was going to be complete and pushed out of bounds at the 31. That was Scott defensively who was able to push Garrett out of bounds after the completion, but we'll see what the flags are.
I thought a Gautier wide receiver moved early, but it was a late flag for that.
Interesting, as they will go in reverse and put it back at the 46 now for Gautier. So flag going to go against the Gators. Both teams really hurting themselves with flags, Rick. Now they've got themselves in a second very long, second about 21 here, back at the Tide 46. A reverse type look. Good speed for the Tide, though. Can they string it out? They will. That was Alds and Hathorn who did a good job, and the freshman, Zayden Foxworth, able to force the reverse action out.
Yeah, it looked like no one was there, but thought it was going to be a big play, but Alds on his horses that time and holds him to only a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, he's a fast kid, no doubt about that. Good job by the freshman, not getting caught up in the eye candy, as Zay Foxworth played a lot tonight as a ninth grader at that safety spot for the Tide. Going to dump out a screen pass type look, and look at this individual effort. A brilliant, and I mean brilliant play by Mario Monson. Monson comes up and single-handedly blows that one up. Great play by Monson, and going to set up now a punt for this Gator offense, really, which killed themselves with penalties inside of this drive, but Monson there with a really good play for the Tide.
Yeah, Monson been kind of quietly racking up a lot of tackles for losses.
Yes, he has. Here's another good punt and a fair catch called for and made. That was a brave move by Jordan Hathorn. He catches it at the 18, Rick, and really probably saved the Tide from being pinned down by like their 5 or inside of that. That was a nice effort once again by Garrett on the punt, and credit Jordan Hathorn by calling for the fair catch and squeezing it. Tide going to start this drive at their 18. Offense yet to make their way out of the locker room, Rick. We need a drive here. I've had to fake punt one time and then punt at the other with their first 2 possessions. See if the Tide can put together a drive. Trailing this one 28-21. Over on the right hash from the Tide 18. Dennis trying to make the corner. Cannot over on the left side. It's reversed it. 20. Look at this speed. 40. Midfield up to the 40-yard line goes Dennis of Gautier. What a run by him as he was bottled up and stopped, but he's going to return it into a 42-yard run, will Mr. Dennis. It's one of those, I always describe it kind of as a peewee type run where that back really gets everything going over to the left side. He saw nothing, Rick. His vision brought him back to the right, and he's able to break off one of those patented chunk runs that Zay Dennis has had this year.
Yeah, he's had a bunch of them. That's his third of the night. 2 of them went for touchdowns at the 95-yarder, the 35-yarder, and now that one for 42. So that's 3 big runs for Zay tonight.
We've needed all of them. Here he's trying to bounce it out to the left. Unable to do so will be a loss of 3. They've done a really, really good job, Rick, which may sound funny after you've just talked about those big runs, but setting the edge or making a corner that Zay can't get around, they've done a good job of that tonight. I'm not sure really how they're doing it other than a back that I just keep seeing fly up and take that normal path, that normal channel that Zay is able to hit before the sidelines.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. I mean, they're setting the edge really good, taking really good angles, gap assignments there.
Here's a little underneath counter action for the Tide, past the 40 to the 38. So get some of the lost yardage back, but not a whole lot after that. So crosses the 40 to the 38 of the Gators. Tide, tell me if you've heard this before, Rick, but 3rd and long tonight. We've been here several times. Have it to the 38 of Gautier. Trail it by 7, 28-21, 3:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. That's a Ghana at the fullback position. Dennis at the tailback just tries to drive straight forward, still alive up to the 34, but that's it. Going to be up 4th down. I think Cody will go for it here. Judging on the field position, the 34 is probably going to be about 4th and 3.5 when they get it sorted out. Boy, what a play this is, right, Rick? Under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Tide trail it. We talk a lot about momentum. This is a momentum-type play. Could go either way. 4th, let's call it 4 from the Gautier 34. Gautier offset to the right of the tailback, trying to make the corner, and has. Zay Dennis has made the corner, and he has the 1st down and then some. To the 16-yard line goes Dennis. A big pickup. Had to kind of hold my breath and see, is he going to make the corner, and did for an 18-yard pickup. Big run by Dennis. Great job by the right side of this O-line. Really giving him that avenue, that channel, that canal to run through that he's been looking for.
Yeah, and that time they go to the weak side. They go to the side that doesn't have the tight end, doesn't have the wide receiver wing spread out. Mitchell Smith does a good job of setting that edge, but all your numbers are on that other side. So it was a good play design there by the Maroon Tide.
And here's Dennis with just a tough run straight ahead. 5-yard pickup to the 11 for Zay Dennis. That's a good point made by you. When you move it and run it to that way, the numbers aren't the same. And if you can get Mitchell Smith,
I like our chances like that.
Yeah, but the map doesn't work out. Normally he does. And so ball now at the 11. It's 2nd and 6.
So they'll have Wilkins and the wingback on his side.
And it's a give to Hathorn. He'll walk it in. Beautiful play call. I mean, beautiful. You set it up nicely, and a 11-yard touchdown run to the wingback. Hathorn went from right to left, Rick, and he was the only one over there. That was beautifully done by the Maroon Tide. Really needed and got it. That was an 11-yard touchdown run by Mr. Jordan Hathorn. That's his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. We await the Diamond production. Important point after here. Needed to get it to even. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is right through. 28-28. Ricky Whitaker will have our Diamond production drive summary.
Maroon Tide go 82 yards in 7 plays. It was really started off with a couple of really nice runs by Zay Dennis, and then a beautiful scamper on the old wingback reverse. Mr. Jordan Hawthorne goes in untouched for his first touchdown of the night and ties this ball game up.
Yeah, they did a good job. Faked it in the middle. Everybody went there, and then Jordan with a wide open space to work off the left side. Good job by the Tide. A good drive to get it to even. 28-28. 141 left before our 4th quarter action. Tide in a real fight over here on the road in Gautier tonight. We appreciate you taking in the action. Our PA guy next door, he's been a pleasure, man. Does a really, really good job. I'm partial to Grubby. This kid over here, a young man, really good at what he does on the road for the Gators as well. Popped up type kick. And it's still alive. Did Hathorn get to it? He almost did down at the 18, but Gautier going to have it, Rick. That's one of those. Cruz kind of threw him a change-up, punted it high, let it sit, and then bounce at about the 25. And then Jamari Hathorn, that gunner on that far side, was almost able to leap up and get it before a back for Gautier grabbed it. Got my heart rate up. I thought Jamari was going to get it. But it works out either way. Tide going to have good starting defensive field position. When you look at it, Gautier pinned inside their 20 at the 16. A good kick once again by Cruz. So Gautier going to start at their own 16. Haven't done that much tonight. They've had pretty good starting field position. McNeil trying to throw it. He's got his guy complete at the 20 up to the 23-yard line. This group of wide receivers pretty good for the Gators.
Yeah, physical group, and not great tackling at the point of attack by the Maroon Tide, but able to make it work. And Was there another flag down? I couldn't see. No.
No, just a lot of extracurriculars. It's going to be a 7-yard pickup. That was a toss from McNeil to Garrett. Garrett does a lot for this club. So 2nd and 3. Here's Wilson with a big hit right at the point of attack. Maybe a half-yard gain, but that's it. Good job there by Nolan Wilson at the point of attack. 3rd and 4, Rick. Big play.
Boy, that looked like a helmet-on-helmet hit there, and might have been why Nolan's a little slow getting up. That was a violent collision. I think he's a little fuzzy there.
So 3rd and 5. He's being asked to leave now, and he will make his way over to the sideline.
Big 3rd down for the Maroon Tide.
Yep, and you're playing it without potentially your best defender. Not sure how you'd lose that argument if you named him and went against others. 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. McNeil's looking to throw to his right. He's got it out quickly and is caught. 1st down. And that's what the difference between the two teams is. Tide need 3rd and 8. We're going to run a power. They need 2. They run a quick pass. Yep. I mean, it's just that play is a capsule of the different styles, and both doing it well tonight at times, and they got the pitch and catch that they needed. They feel confidence in the hands of Thomas. They let the freshman throw it to the senior. They needed 3, 3.5. They go get 6 with the pass play.
Yeah, and McNeil there, that sidearm motion kind of reminds you like an old Vince Young pass. He would have that little flick of his wrist, sidearm motion throw, but so quick.
Yeah, it's a nifty little kind of shortstop, middle infielder type look. Goes from that slot. 11 seconds before our quarter break, there's a shaken up Gator. That is a really good player for them, too. Thomas. Kaysen Thomas came in with 5. He's added to that total and a touchdown. Not a big kid, but it doesn't matter to him. He's 5'7", 165. He is really, really good pound for pound for the Gators. 1st and 10 at the 29, but we'll have to tell you more about it after the break as we're heading to our 4th quarter and a real doozy of a ball game. 28-28 here on Halloween night. Tide and the Gators have hooked up for a really good ball game. 28-28 as we head to the 4th.
Exotic Stone specializes in a variety of natural and manufactured stone and has proudly provided exceptional service, quality work, and low prices to the residents of Pearl River County and beyond for the past 17 years. They have 2 locations, 6895 Highway 11 in Carriere or 1171 Highway 90 in Bay St. Louis. Exotic Stones is ready to support all your commercial and residential projects. Give Angela Burmaster a call at 504-606-3170 or stop by one of their convenient locations to view their selection or to request a quote, and you'll be happy that you made Exotic Stones your choice.
Back here with a fresh 12 minutes on the 4th quarter clock, and what a ball game. We appreciate you hanging in with us. Know there's a lot of options and a lot going on a Halloween Friday night, but this will be pretty tough to top. 28-28.
We got a thriller going.
Yeah, look at you. 3 wides to the top, 1 to the bottom. McNeil gets it out of his hands quickly. We told you it would be this way. He's not just going to let the routes just be super complicated and develop downfield. He's going to get it out of his hands. He's done it again to Kelly Steele, and it's caught for another 1st down for the Gators. And McNeil, the thing he's been, Rick, is a high completion rate. There hadn't been a whole lot of pigskins on the turf tonight due to incomplete tosses. He's going to run a read out to the right. He gives it to his tailback Pogue, and that's a pretty good job by Amari Scott.
Good reaction there by Scott. And that last play, Clay, I thought we might have barely got a finger on it. I couldn't tell because the ball came out kind of funny, but still completed.
Yeah, and sometimes you talked about his height. He's figured that out by coming from the side and kind of getting it away from those guys with their hands up. He's a smart kid back there, is this freshman quarterback. He's got his team in a 2nd and 7 after that last run play. Ball at the 41 of Gautier. Here's another one of those quick passes and a missed tackle. And here he goes after the missed tackle. Now he's danced himself all the way to midfield. That was Garrett again. I really like Garrett for them as he caught it in traffic, Rick, and then was able to elude another Tidesman up to the tune of the midfield strike. Now they're going to say the Gators with a block inside of that wasn't legal. They're going to back up Gautier. So they're trying to catch us on the penalty charts. Both are going to be in double figures tonight.
Yeah, we're getting close to that now. Yeah, Garrett's that bigger body wide receiver. You'll see him take those short routes. He's the one that they'll move across the middle of the field, uses that big body and not scared to go into traffic and catch one.
Yeah, and then Tubbs is kind of their long-distance type guy. He's dressed in 12 for the Gators. They've got a good set. Here's an underneath route once again caught. And that's a good tackle by Alds. Alds made a nice play at the 42, not to let it turn into more. As McNeil had gotten it to steal, that's kind of little tunnel-type action back towards the middle on that route. Hit still in stride, but a good play by Grayson Alds. 3rd and 7. Ball at the 42-yard line of Gautier. 2 wide receivers to each side. McNeil's looking down the middle. He's made a nice pass to Pogue across midfield and's got the first down. Just too easy there, Rick. You had Jamari Hathorne and Zayden Foxworth closing on it, but too late. And the reason I say too easy is because Pogue was able to catch it twice. He didn't catch it clean the first time, the bobble, and then he was still able to grab it and go.
Yeah, and quarterback going to take a long time to get the play, and they've been giving McNeil the play. Want to see what Picayune's lined up in.
3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and it's a running play off to was going to be up the middle and kind of worked himself off to the left of that formation eventually. That was the older of the 2 backs. That was Walker, the senior, with that carry.
Another good tackle, too, in the open field there by Alds.
Alds playing better here in this second half when it comes to getting his name mentioned for some of these tackles. 2nd and 10. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. There's Pogue back off the hip, and he's broke off a big run. Still alive, too. Look at him run through Tidesman. Good grief. 25-20. 15 down to the 10. Rick, that was numerous tackles that Mr. Pogue was able to run through.
Yeah, that was all Pogue there.
Yes,
untouched, right through the middle of the defense, and then shed several tackles there. And they're going to check in the weapon now. We see him come back in. That's number 2 for them, their leading receiver, and Thomas. And then the senior 29 is going to check in the running back position. That's going to be Walker. Yep.
And so changes made offensively, and inside of doing that, it kind of messed up their rhythm. May stay with the same personnel and keep it rolling when you're trying to go quickly, when you sub in and out and try to go fast. That's sometimes a bad combination with a freshman signal caller. It was here. So Gautier going to cost themselves 5. Gautier's really good, but you can see how they lose ball games. They've helped us a lot. We may need it tonight, too.
Yeah, Thomas going to be in single coverage, top of our screen.
And McNeil's looking to the right. He goes over the middle. Almost picked by Richardson. It was back behind his intended wide receiver at the 8-yard line. And Richardson not able to catch it as it was back behind him. It was poorly thrown from both the defensive back and the wide receiver standpoint. So that's one of those balls where he stares a long time over the middle and then lets it go. He'll get better at that over time. But it will be incomplete. 2nd and 15 after the penalty yardage. Back to the 17-yard line after that penalty yardage on first down. McNeil here, that's his specialty, though. Gets it out of his hands quickly. It's caught up to the 11-yard line. The underneath stuff, the quick pass out, he's as good as we've seen this year. He gets it out there quickly, and rarely does that guy have to make a half step or stutter step. It's right where they wanted to be. It was a minimal gain because we tackled well on that one, Rick.
Yeah, going to be third down and really, really short.
Yeah,
nice tackle, though. You're right. But Thomas, he loves to put Thomas in those kind of tunnel screen, or as we call them, bubble screen type plays.
There's a timeout here, Rick. We'll keep it as it's 3rd and 11. Gautier's got to get it inside the 4 for a first down after that penalty yardage hurt them to start the drive. So what do you look for defensively, Rick? We've come out of that 3-man front. We've gone more to the 4-man front here later in this ball game. I've had better success. It's 28-28, 9:20 to go. Gautier has it to the Tide 14-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 11. What do you kind of look for defensively for the Tide?
Man, I think if you're the Gators, you're looking for probably a quick pass, maybe try to get it in the hands of Thomas. For the Tide, we just got to get pressure up front, and if we can't get there, make sure our hands are up.
Up front, notably, is Nolan Wilson. He's back in the ball game. Off his right hip on the defensive line is Mitchell Smith. So you go, depending where you look, 2 4-stars over on the left side of that defensive line. See if they can get to McNeil. Haven't so far. He'll let it go. It's caught at the 9-yard line. So short, well short of the first down. That was another good play. I believe that was Amari Scott in coverage, making a nice tackle after the catch. So it's 4th and long. We told you about Robinson, their kicker. We'll see him here on a field goal attempt. He's been really good for them throughout the year, Rick. I have him 2 for 2 on field goals. His long is a 43-yarder. This will be well short of that, as it will be put down at the 16. It will be a 26-yard attempt by Robinson.
We blocked some. Nolan's blocked a couple this year.
Snap back was good. The hole was good. And Robinson right down the middle. So Gautier got what they wanted, and that's the lead out of the drive, as they'll lead this one now 31-28 with 8:27 left in tonight's ball game. Just a reminder, the Tide 7-1 on the year. A perfect 3-0 in district play. A long, I believe it's up to 26-game district streak on the line for the Tide. Gautier coming into tonight's ball game 3-5, 1-2 in district play. Both of those losses, really late losses.
Several lead changes too tonight. Maroon Tide led it 7-0, then led it 14-7, and then it was really kind of us chasing Gautier. At that point, been tied up at the half and chasing Gautier here in this second half.
Yeah, and see what special teams can do. As Fortenberry, Robinson's got a pretty good leg. Now he'll back up. He had creeped all the way back up to about the 20-yard line. Now he'll drop back to about the 10. He's the deep back for the Tide. Robinson has it teed up at his 40. And a bouncing type kick. Jamari doesn't squeeze it at the 30. And thank goodness that Kane McKinley's able to dive on it back at the 28. Jamari looked at it, Rick. That was pretty casual after the mishandle. Thankfully, Mr. McKinley wasn't quite as casual and was able to dive on it so the Tide could get possession of the football.
Yeah, that one could have been a lot different. Good heady play there by the sophomore.
Tide with not great starting field position, but do have the football, and that's the good news. Back at their 27-yard line will start this drive. McKinley in at the fullback position. That's Zay Dennis at the tailback. Zay trying to make it off the right side, has gotten it to the 30, but that's it, just a gain of 3. Zay with more that Ashton Genty type look here on Halloween night. Kind of giving us that Michael Myers look back there, Rick.
Yeah, I like it.
2nd and 7. I'd like it if he scamper off about 70 here and put the Tide out in front. 31-28, 7:47 left in tonight's ball game. Tide trying to survive here on the road. Here's the toss to Dennis off the left side, and there's that play, Rick. They have just done a tremendous job right there. That's it.
Yeah, came back to the weak side again, and thought the fullback did a good job of sealing his guy, but boy, just the penetration and flow, really good movement there. That's the thing. You take a bad first step, you're already beat. They've been taking some really good first steps from their linebacker group tonight.
Done a good job against the Tide. 7:05 left, and the Tide facing now, Rick, a 3rd and 6. A big spot at the Tide 29. Fake the toss, looking to throw. He's got a guy. It's caught. A dime to Hathorn. Hathorn, go ahead and get in. 10-5, he's in. What a job there. What a job. A 73-yard score as Colt Robertson to Jordan Hathorn hit him at midfield right on the Gautier Gator. And then Jordan Hathorn did the rest. A nice play call, a beautiful throw, and a really good run after the catch by Jordan Hathorn. And all that gets the Tide in front, 34-31. 6:44 to go. Boy, what a ball game this has been, Ricky Whitaker.
Amazing. That was a great throw. Great play design by Coach Stagner and his offensive group. Picayune only need 3 plays there. They take minute and 37 seconds off the clock. They go 73 yards, and boy, what a beautiful pitch and catch from Colt Robertson and Jordan Hawthorne. Good for 71 yards, and good for Mr. Hawthorne's second touchdown of the night. He's got 97 yards on the ground, through the air, 26 on the ground. 2 touchdowns on the night.
You know, some things are good about having that freshman quarterback on the far side. He's showing up. But then there's something about the heartbeat of a senior, the nerves that this young man has pitched in several big games, played in several big football games for the Tide, and just that steady heartbeat between Colt Robertson and his buddy Jordan Hathorn. And nice job there for the Tide. Tide lead at 34-31.
Kind of eerie, man, how things can work themselves out. You know, it wasn't that long ago we had a similar game at Lee Triplett Stadium that was just like this with Gautier, and we needed Colt's big brother back then to make a play. This time, little brother does the same thing.
Yeah, that is true. Here comes Cruz. He's hit a pop-up, Rick, down the near sideline. It's called at the 26. No fair catch called for, trying to work it from left to right. A beautiful block has sprung a nice return to midfield. And so look at the Gators. They just keep coming tonight, Ricky Whitaker. You would not sell me on this team being 3-5, as that was a good response type return up to midfield. I thought maybe Steele was going to call for a fair catch. He did not, and why not? I mean, he's got burner-type speed, and so credit Kelly Steele. He's one of these wide receivers. Going to start Gautier. They moved it back a yard from midfield to the Gautier 49. So 6:36 left. Tide currently on top, 35-31. Oh, throw it to us, young man, as Mr. McNeil's done it once already. But he's been good tonight. He's good here, as it's going to be a quick pitch out to Thomas. Thomas catches it, goes ahead. But there is a hold. I believe they got one of these wide receivers on this short pass, Rick, for holding, trying to help his buddy.
Yep, and these wide receivers have been doing a really good job of blocking. You've got to block if you're a wide receiver in an offense like this, but that time a little bit too much of the jersey, and the referees were quick to call that one.
What a high school football game, Rick. I mean, this has been a lot of fun. Tide on top, 35-31 after the hold. Now, this thing has been penalized. This isn't going to go in the Hall of Fame as the cleanest thing we've ever seen. Both going to be beyond double digits, and penalties have really trying to hurt themselves as the Gators now back at their 44-yard line. Under pressure. Got him. Nolan Wilson back at the 31-yard line. Oh, my, the pressure. Sandwiched in between Nolan Wilson and Mitchell Smith goes the freshman down back at his 33-yard line. I had him at the 31. They're going to let him move up to the 33. Either way, Rick, that's about a 15-yard loss on that sack by Nolan Wilson. He's got 2 on the night, and they have both been big.
Yeah, been huge, and boy, McNeil a little bit slow to get up from that one, trying to fight through it and shake it off, but it's a big hit to take for a freshman.
I reckon so, and this is a great timeout by a veteran coach. Yeah, great timeout by Coach High. We're not budging. We're going to keep it right here. 5:43 to go. Coach High kind of got that sense after giving up that big sack by his O-line, let his quarterback regroup a little bit, and so he'll burn a timeout. He's also working on the white hat here, too. He didn't like something out of the crew. Maybe that's one of his assistants working the white hat. Nope, that's the head ball coach. And so, Rick, now you look at it. They drop it all the way back to the 33. The yardage to get to the Tide 43. See what the Tide can do. Have to be able to get off the field when you put somebody at such a big disadvantage. See what happens. Tide now looking frisky as they make their way back on the field after the timeout as well defensively.
Yeah, both teams been in a lot of third and very long situations tonight.
Jordan Hathorn in at the safety spot along with Zay Dennis. Rolling to his left is McNeil. Mitchell Smith closing on him, and so does Nolan Wilson. Wilson dove, lunged at him at about the 16 and knocked him all the way back to 11. It was a super athletic close by Wilson. I'm going to be honest with you, Rick.
I thought it was late.
Yeah, I could have done without it. Could have been a 15-yarder against the Tide. I'm shocked, honestly, that it wasn't. I mean, that's a great effort play, and I know Nolan's heart. I know it wasn't that, but, boy, it was borderline, especially in today's game.
Close. And usually those close ones, especially hits on the quarterback, are always going to go in favor of the quarterback. But he knocked McNeil 4 or 5 yards back. Just a violent hit and a beautiful move. Fights through double coverage, a nice spin move by Nolan, and, boy, finishes it.
3rd and very long here for Gautier. He's rolled to his left. He's under all kinds of pressures. He's going to throw it up for grabs and complete. Nolan Wilson and Mitchell Smith dominated, and I mean dominated those last 3 plays. That's what your 4 stars have to do, Rick. They've got to take it amongst themselves and say, hey, we're going to play SEC football. We should look different on Friday nights, and they did for those 3 plays in a critical time for the Tide, going to force the Gators off the field. And the reason I throw Mitchell in there, he was just a half step behind Nolan on each of the last 2 pressures, really on all 3 of those pressures.
Yeah, he's right there with him. They're both penetrating, getting back there, and like you said, that's what we want to see from those guys.
Here's Garrett with the punt. Going to get away from it, will the Tide. Going to be a Gautier. Nice bounce here. Going to roll down to the 30-yard line. That's where the Tide will set up shop after it's killed at the 30 with 5:27 left in this ball game.
What you get in a situation like that, too, you make a big hit on the quarterback, and we see him do something he hasn't done tonight. He starts backpedaling and throwing. He's not setting his feet. That ball sailed on him on 3rd down. That's what we're trying to get him to do more of.
Yeah, and that's what Cody was begging for in the pregame, right? It just took a long time for us to get there, but finally have. 35-31. I'd be okay if McNeil stands over here by us for the remainder of this one, and the Tide just find a way to grind out this 5:27 left on the clock. Here's the pitch to Zay Dennis. Stay in bounds. Walks it up the far sideline. Look at Zay Dennis. What a smart football player he is.
Fooled everybody, including me. I thought he was going to go out, but he stopped and cut it back in.
And got to the 41. That should be enough for a first down. Will be. Zay has put up big chunk runs, Rick. They hadn't been these consistent 6 to 8 yard runs, but they've been home runs and different at-bats. What is Zay up to on the night, Mr. Dennis?
Yeah, Zay's at 23 rushes, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns on the night. You said it hasn't looked great at times, but when you look at the numbers, he's right on track.
Boy, oh boy, 300 in back-to-back weeks and then 200 and some odd yards tonight against a tough defense. What a 3-week stretch he's on. Just going to grind it straight ahead with the Tide here to the 45. Go get 4 yards. There's a good run there. That was Jordan Hathorn. Hathorn's had a night as well. Don't want to lose in the mix. The strike thrown from Colt Robertson to Jordan Hathorn to get the Tide on top just a moment ago.
Yeah, Jordan with 123 all-purpose yards himself tonight.
Tide lead it by 4, 35-31. 4:20 left in tonight's ball game. Tide trying to claim a district championship. Zay Dennis with a nice move. Now he gets headed back north-south to the tune of midfield. Good run there by Zay Dennis. Look, he was the last one out. Where are they going to put him down at? They said, the heck with midfield. We'll move him across to the 47. What a strong run there by Zay Dennis.
Yeah, that's 2 really good runs for Mr. Dennis. Had an 11-yarder on first down and then goes for 8 there.
Ball over on the right hash. 3:50 as that clock winds. 15 on the play clock, so the Tide can get it down to about 3:37 before they snap it. Up by 4, leading this one 35-31. 3:37 is when it was snapped. Here's a give to McKinley. McKinley trying to go from left to right. Strong run after contact. Backs himself down to the 44. On a 4-yard pickup. Good job there by Kane McKinley. Ball security. Premium right here, Rick. Gotta squeeze it. Hold on to it tight for the Tide. That's Gautier. They're thinking, we got to rip it, right? I mean, the clock's sitting up here just wasting away down to near to the 3-minute mark.
It's the first time I've really seen Gautier's defense tonight just look a little bit stunned. You see some hands on some hips. Picayune got to take advantage of this.
Here's a give to Agana. Runs through a tackle at the 35, up to the 28. We deemed him the closer earlier in the year, and that was a closer-type run there by Mr. Agana. Got loose from a guy at the 37, Rick, that had him just squared up and did it with just one cleat. He lost a shoe in the process, did Colin. Ran through a guy and ran through a shoe. Up to the tune of the 28-yard line. Beautiful run there by Mr. Agana.
Yeah, really good physical 7-yard pickup there.
And look at this clock. 2:30, all that's left in this one. Tide working on the clock, working on the yardage. Up to the 28 of Gautier. Going to burn a timeout, will Coach Stagner. Is I don't know that you want to work the clock, Rick, but I don't know that we were going to get that one snapped. We approached the line with about 3 seconds left. And so I think Cody was going to burn a timeout there to save our 5 yards.
Yeah, Coach High really trying to hold on to his timeouts. Had 2 left. Had to burn 1 to check on his freshman quarterback. That was a smart one there, but trying to keep those 2 and had no choice. After the big pickup by Agana, had to use 1 there.
What a physical run. That was a big, big run for Agana to be able to break through. Tide, they've been all season long. Going to potentially be good enough to win this one and then still leave us with some question marks. But I'll take the win tonight. Boy, this has been a live opponent here in the Gators, playing their best football this season. I'll say it.
We mentioned it when you got nothing to lose, your back's against the wall. Cody said it in the interview pregame. You get a dangerous opponent. You can either fold up or you can come and give it all you got. They gave it all they got.
Yeah, both coaches kind of learning something about their clubs tonight. Here's the pitch to Jordan Hathorn. Hathorn behind the lead block of Colt Robertson gets up to the 25. Good physical run there. Good job by the quarterback on the lead. Good job by our wide receiver, too. That was Junior James getting in on the blocking. So play clock at 28, game clock at 2 minutes.
Yeah, good job by the referees, too. We haven't said anything good about them tonight, but getting in there and breaking that play up as quickly as they could, start separating bodies, get back to your side of the field.
Yeah, PRC is going to win it over Long Beach tonight, 49-21. Strong run here by Ghana. Look at Colin close this one out for the Tide. Did he get in? He scored, Rick. They're going to put him down at the half. half-yard line there for Colin. I thought he scored. Mr. Agana, they're going to put it between the goal line and the 1, as I thought Mr. Agana had closed this one out, as he has done on 2 or 3 of these already in the season. He may get another opportunity.
24-yard run. I thought he got it. I thought he stretched at the last minute and got it in there, but they're going to put it down at the got to be the 2-inch line there.
Zay Dennis going to check in and check Agana out, and he's kind of looking at him like, who, me? I just got us down here. I want to stay in.
Maroon Tide victory formation.
Yep, and they hit a knee. Did Colt Robertson. The math must be mathing down there for the Tide not to have to tack one on. 35-31, Rick.
Yep.
Somebody down there with a math degree above mine and yours has decided to hit a knee.
Yep, Coach High with 1 timeout, and it looks like he's not going to use it maybe.
Well, if your opponent's going to be honor you with hitting a knee, maybe he'll keep it in his pocket. As the Tide look to take this one 35-31 tonight, Rick, as the play clock now down to 10 seconds, game clock to 30 seconds. As we've got a Gautier assistant coach, man, they did a beautiful job tonight, really competed their backsides off, and they showed such great hospitality. Ty going to hit a knee one more time, and Colt Robertson with the football waving at his crowd that's made the trip over to Gautier. He had a big part in this one, Rick, a strike to Jordan Hathorn to put the Tide on top. What an embrace there by Cody Stagner and Coach High. That's a sign of a lot of respect between those two coaches. As the teams don't shake hands, we've said that time and time again. Picayune has let all the staffs know prior to that we're just not going to do that this year. Too many things can go wrong. They are going to honor that. But what a embrace this is between the staffs is a lot of respect from these two staffs. And why not, Rick? This was a doozy of a high school football game. Time 35-31, going to win another district title here tonight on the road over in Gautier.
Yeah, if you went trick-or-treating and missed this one, shame on you. I hope it was worth it. Had a 21-21 ball game at the half. After both teams punt, Pogue goes for 29 yards for the first touchdown of the first half. Gautier goes up 28-21. Hawthorne comes back with an 11-yard touchdown run. Beautiful run on the reverse to tie things up at 28 apiece. And then, boy, it got interesting. Robinson kicks a field goal, puts the Gautier up 31-28. And then what was probably the play of the night, Clay, Mr. Robertson hooks up with Jordan Hawthorne for a 71-yard touchdown to put the game out of reach, 35-31. You take those things and you factor in the dominant couple of series that we had from this front four, mainly Nola Wilson and company. You mentioned it. You called them out. The 4 stars looked like 4 stars on that last defensive drive. Got Gautier off the field, and Maroon Tide able to close it out.
Wow, what a job by the Tide. Going to win this one 35-21. Keep some streaks alive, Rick. Those region wins, the road wins for this Tide group, and what a big performance